generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports.
Good afternoon! Crunch Time is back here on the Woodward Sports Network. It's the debut episode. It's Monday, and we got plenty to talk about today. I'm your host, Jeff Iafrate. That is my man. Booner, we got a full team in here. We got KG. We got Justin on the ones and twos. We got Caleb Czarnik as well, JB, Joey.
KG,
a full team
for
the debut.
What a squad, man. Hey, this is unbelievable. I'm not going to lie. This is like surreal right now. It really is. I can't believe I was saying yesterday when we were doing the watch party with Pistons. I was sitting there with Easy. I looked at him. I went, I can't believe we're back here together again.
It's unreal.
This is unreal.
It's a perfect time. I mean, our first debut show, the Pistons lose in a just terrible fashion in Game 7 to the Cavaliers. We're going to talk about that, spend a lot of time on that. I know the Cade conversation, the JB conversation, the offseason conversation that also involves Jalen Duren. We're going to talk about all that today. And we'll get to the schedule because last week, me and Booner, we were offline for a little bit, and we're going to explain why we weren't able to talk about the schedule. So it should be a great show. If you're watching on Woodward Sports, if you're not subscribed, you're coming over from Crunch Time, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button on the stream. It should be a great one today, Booner.
And can I say something, too? The one thing I like about being back is we got to listen to Sean and Neil this morning. We get to have some banter back and forth now with some different shows. Like before, it was literally just Crunch Time, and we just argued with each other for hours. We actually, like, hearing Neil's take, Sean, we get to go back and forth a little bit. Off camera, me and Neil were going at it about the Pistons offseason and about what they should do and all of that. So I'm fired up to be able to kind of throw some takes out there and balance it out with some of the guys here at the network.
I've had accusations already on my first day. I've been called Ozempic Jeff. There's been accusations. I'm not going to address them today.
Accusations.
Ozempic Jeff is kind
What's
of crazy.
crazy is a couple weeks ago they were calling you Fat Jeff.
Now
you're Ozempic
Jeff. Shout out to my lady. She's feeding me good. Okay.
Hey,
but I am not on Ozempic.
Jeff, I literally said that. I'm like, he got a good woman at home.
Yep.
I suffer from the same thing.
You know what the problem is I'm a bigger guy and I don't have a lady, so I have no excuse.
Yeah. No Ozempic. We'll address that stuff another time. Shout out to Neil and Sean. I want to just state that before we get started here. They did a great job. Mornings now. Sean Baligian, Neil Rule. That's how you set the tone on this network, man. Two of the best guys to be able to do it. I know D-Mac's going to be in a different role. He'll always be a part of Woodward Sports. He's crushing as well. But those two guys, the professionals to start the day, set the tone, and then, of course, we're following and taking over kind of that Big D energy time slot, which, again, we are grateful that we got the opportunity to do that. But shout out to Neil and Sean. Great show today for their debut as well.
I'm seeing shout out to those boys, too. And shout out to, I'm going to throw out this, shout out Maz. Hopefully, at some point, we get Maz here to come on the show and talk some ball. I love Maz so much. I honestly, I wouldn't even be in this position where I am right now.
No question.
If it wasn't for Maz. I remember my first week at Woodward Sports, Adam was like, hey, go do the bets at the NFL show. And I came in for a 15-minute segment for bets. And Maz was like, Booner, you're staying the whole time. Get on the show. And then he told me, he said, Booner, just keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back. So shout out to Maz, dude. Hopefully we can get Maz on here in the future, getting him rolling on this show as well at some point.
Legend. He's a part of Woodward Sports history. And I think it's a good time now to kind of address. We're going to talk sports. Don't worry. We got 2 hours to do that. But I want to address Woodward 2.0 because we're in the new studio right now. I know you guys have already seen plenty of shows here, but now you get our opinion. We just came here. We've been working on this deal for a long time now. After it was announced that Joey, you got Stick, these guys are now acquiring the kind of Woodward Sports from you-know-who. I don't need to get into it. But I want to say something that we as a team, we are building something special here at Woodward Sports. I'm fired up about it. With the new studio, tons of great partners, the show lineup that's changing. We last week kind of went offline for a couple of days. I know we couldn't speak about it until it was officially done. But me and Booner are thrilled. We got Caleb Czarnik with us as well. We are thrilled to be a part of this 2.0 right now, this new version of Woodward Sports. And we cannot wait to just stack shows on shows and help this network. Not that they need much, they're already massive, but dominate the Detroit sports market. And I think even eventually the national market. So I'm fired up about it.
Yeah, I keep telling people it's just like Woodward Sports I look at as the #1 media network in Detroit when it comes to sports. And even as we kind of start growing, more things, food, movies, we were talking about movies before, like just so many different things. And then I always looked at when we left and we started Crunch Time, I looked at Crunch Time as, hey, we started growing and we were able to get where people are like, hey, crunch time's serious too. So we're able to combine forces and take this thing to an even further level. And I think while we were gone, I mean, we talked about it with KG and the boys, like they were incredible the last few years growing what they've grown here at Woodward Sports. So to be able to come back at 2.0 and help even take that to a different level, I'm fired up for it. The Booner Path is back in it. I can't wait till Kool-Aid videos are back on Woodward Sports. Like that fires me up. I should have brought the Kool-Aid today, boys.
Yeah.
It's in my car, actually. So at some point, maybe I have to go get Kool-Aid.
There is an agreement in place that you can't do a Kool-Aid chug until a certain amount of time. These floors are new. I mean, we wanted to do one in the studio.
When we were negotiating our contracts, I did throw in there. I said I wanted to do a Kool-Aid chug in the studio to start. Joey shut that down instantly.
Oh, instantly.
He texted back said, "Boone, not in the new studio."
We can't even have our coffee over here.
We did actually. There's an agreement. I'll say this: there's an agreement in place. It was through a text message. If the Lions win the Super Bowl, I am allowed to do one in the studio. That's an agreement. That's
okay.
Yeah,
as long as you clean it up.
It's written. It's written. I'll do it right here in the middle. I'll do it the next day. The show we do. I will clean it up too.
That's fair. We'll contribute. We got to contribute.
Let me stay for the record. I still believe in the Booner Path. By the way.
Thank you.
There's a lot of people. Path has been beaten.
Yeah,
cracked,
man.
I still believe.
We're like construction on 75.
Right.
Yeah, we're not getting through anytime soon right now.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the Booner Path today when we talk about the schedule. But I do want to address. We worked on this the last couple of weeks. We were approached. We talked to Joey and Stick. We were obviously continuing Crunch Time Sports. We had our live show 8 to 10 p.m., which a lot of you guys were supporting, so we thank you for that. I just want to make this very clear. This move does not change our mission for Crunch Time Sports. What it does is it makes us stronger and Woodward Sports stronger to now be a partnership, and that's always the goal. We have so many great friends, which you're going to see plenty of on this network, that we enjoy working with. I know the term, you see it like sell out this, sell out this. The whole point of Crunch Time is to continue to grow it, and this gives us the opportunity to not only partner and work with Woodward and help them grow, but it helps us as well. Yep. We're better as one. That's the whole point of this deal. We're still going to be posting on Crunch Time Sports. We're still going to be posting our content on Woodward Sports. Think of it as a partnership. So, no, Crunch Time Sports YouTube is not dead.
I see people asking, are we doing the 8 p.m. show? We won't be doing the 8 p.m. This is the 8 p.m. show.
This is the show.
Yeah.
This is the show now that going forward. We're going to have content. Hopefully we get Caleb on the Crunch Time YouTube doing stuff and moving forward. And I will say this, like, there was, for people like, oh, you boys are calling back, there was one reason why we left Woodward Sports in the first place. And that has now changed.
Absolutely.
So it changed everything when we got approached in regards to that. Yeah. And as soon as that happened, we were like, okay, now it's time to ride with the boys again. Like, it felt incredible. I felt like who recently like returned to the Detroit Lions, and it's like, I don't even know. The Lions just stayed together. They brought no one back. They don't get rid of anyone.
It's like Marcus Davenport coming back. No, I'm talking.
No.
It's like Germ coming back that one year.
Yeah, like when Germ came back. It's like Germ coming back. It's like, oh, let's go, boys.
But we're fired up about it, man. And like I said, today we're going to get right into Pistons. I want to spend a lot of time on that. We were at Parlay Detroit yesterday for the Pistons Game 7. Shout out. Great spot. I mean, they fed us.
Oh,
they fed the fellas.
I've been doing a fast where I can't eat after 8 and until noon. And that broke last night very quickly. Like, super. I saw the wings get on the table. I saw a Philly cheesesteak. I saw some pizza. There was some lamb chops.
When they threw the lamb chops on the table, bro, I sprinted over. That wasn't even on camera. And I saw the lamb chops, and I was like, oh, let me get over there real quick.
Lamb chops. Hefe went crazy over the lamb chops. He was fighting over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they took care of the boys, man. Icon Auto, big shout out to them. But when the game's over, essentially, with 5 minutes left, it kind of, the vibe changes. You know, we're doing a watch party, and shout out to you. Everyone stuck with us through the watch party. They're down 30 with 5 minutes left. It's got to be one of the most gutting feelings ever, which today I'm going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the Lions, NFC Championship game, and why I think both these seasons are similar than people are talking about. All right, we're going to get into that. But before we do, I have to tell you about our friends over at over at Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
Yes, Planet Fitness. Let me tell you about them. Planet Fitness is for everyone. By the way, by the studio, there's tons of Planet Fitnesses. They're everywhere, by the way. 2,700 clubs nationwide with 50 in Metro Detroit. I got another gym membership, canceling it this week, moving to Planet Fitness. Because you got access to the Black Card where you can recover with the hydro massage and other innovative amenities. Bring a free guest anytime as well, just $24.99. You can't beat that. I've went to other gyms. It's ridiculous how much these gyms are charging. Planet Fitness gives you a deal. We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness. We'll see you after the break.
Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith,
New focus.
love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
I hate to tell you, energy drinks, but you're about to be crushed. Thrive nootropic energy pouches are here to change the game by delivering steady, focused performance in a clean white pouch for a fraction of the cost. And unlike other brands, Thrive comes from an American company that's been leading the way for over 30 years. So stop drinking gut-rot energy drinks and why don't you thrive for a change? It's just better.
All right, looking to take your relaxation to the next level? Visit the Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, the largest massage chair house showroom in the Midwest. I got to go to this place. I keep hearing about it. I want to go check it out. I want to see what this place is about, featuring the top-tier brands like Infinity and Osaki. This is your destination for premier comfort and cutting-edge wellness technology, guys. Experience the difference with Dr. Eric Duncan, the wellness doc and creator of the #1 YouTube channel for massage chair reviews. That's at the Wellness Doc. Make sure you book your visit today at themassagechairhouse.com, or simply you can scan the QR code. You see it on the screen there? I'm going to scan that in just a minute here. That's the Massage Chair House, your ticket to the ultimate recovery and relaxation.
And we're back. Crunch time on Woodward Sports here, 11 to 1 weekdays. I'm Jeff Iafrate. That's Booner. We got a packed show today. We're talking Pistons, Game 7 loss, offseason, JB Bickerstaff, Jalen Duren. We'll talk about the Lions' schedule later in the show as well, and we'll just get to it. Let's cut the crap.
Yeah,
all right?
we
Pistons
need to.
got destroyed yesterday. All right? They did. They lost 125 to 94. Now, I can't remember, fellas, the last time I checked the box score and the Pistons allowed 120-plus points.
Man.
That's insane. For a team that was top of the league in defensive rating, to lose, again, they're down 30 with 5 minutes left. Shocked is an understatement, because it's not just the fact that they lost. It's the fact, like, if I told you, if we talked before last night's game, and I came up to you and I was like, hey, Booner, good to see you. Pistons are going to lose tonight by 30. Cade's going to have 13 points. Tobias is not going to have a field goal. What do you think of that?
I think that's embarrassing.
Yeah,
that's
like,
the only
no
word
way.
I can pull out with this. Is like this. That was one of the more embarrassing games, I think, honestly, and this sounds crazy, that I've ever been a part of in Detroit. It goes back to the Washington Commanders game with the Lions. Like,
I said the same thing.
that
this
was
morning.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's how I felt last night watching that game. I was just sitting there, and it's like we're live on stream. You don't know how to react, and you're sitting there like, what is happening right now? And the biggest thing is, dude, you had a Game 7 at home in Detroit. You're supposed to be the toughest team in all of basketball, not even just in all of basketball, in all of sports. Like every professional sport, they go, hey, who has grit, right? They look at the Detroit Lions. They also look at the Detroit Pistons. And you didn't even put up a fight at home. To me, like, that's embarrassing to me. And I don't want to go at the fan base or anything, but, like, I saw the people today and yet last night, people were in the chat, like, acting like, hey, it's fine. Like, they're supposed to be here. They're ahead of schedule. No, like, you're the ones. They are, but once you hit a certain level, the expectations change. The East sucked this year. It was bad. It was wide open. And the issue that I have is 2 months ago, when you were on track for 60 wins, 90% of the fan base is sitting there going, hey, you're supposed to win the East. Like, this is your year. This is your year. And now when you lose, and you lose in Game 7 in embarrassing fashion, guess what? Now everyone's like, they weren't supposed to be there yet anyways. Like, dude, and we can't have it both ways as a fan base, in my opinion.
No.
Like, you just can't.
I'll give
and
you
last night was like, I think it just opens a vision. It was the same thing with the Lions, where Lions fans were like, oh, Lions are going to be just fine. They're going to recover. And then guess what happened the year after the Washington Commanders game? They missed the playoffs. And how is everything now? Bad, right? And now you have to hope that next year they turn it around. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with the Pistons. Like, dude, hey, guess what? Hey, expectations are high, guys. Things changed. In the last 2 months, I was told for the last 2 months that this is an Eastern Conference Finals team and potentially an NBA Finals team. And you just got blown out by 30 at home in a Game 7 versus a team. Hey, we can go around the room real quick. whether you think the roster is better or not, the Pistons team they're a better team when they play together. Man. That's a fact.
Than what they played last night?
Yes. That's the best team in the East, the Pistons are. I don't care if you look at the roster, but I'm talking about when they're playing at the highest level, defensively, offensive. Dude,
I disagree.
They beat the Cavs the other night by 15 points with ease.
And you just
lost
by 30.
And the foul count wasn't in your favor.
It's hard to use the when they're at their best argument because I can say the Cavs at their best will beat you by 30. Now what do you do?
Well,
I mean,
in Game 7, you should be at your best.
But here's where I'm coming from. It's the same. You know what I'll compare this to? And I know people might not. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this too, Chad, as well. I felt the same way about this Pistons team, and I know people are going to hate this, than I did the 2023 Lions. And I'll explain why. Because people thought that year the Lions were a legit Super Bowl caliber, a Super Bowl caliber football team. At the time, you gave me a lot of flack because that year the expectation was to win a playoff game, and then everything else after that's house money. This year for the Pistons, the expectation was to win a playoff series, and in my opinion, that's how I thought at the deadline this year. Everything else after that's house money. But this is where everything changed for me, all right? Because the Lions in that year traded for DPJ at the deadline. You know what that told me? This is an evaluation year.
So are you saying this trade deadline?
This trade deadline, they got
everything.
Kevin Huerter. What did I tell you when we had our Crunch Time show? I was talking. I said, Booner, they're not winning the championship. They don't think because Trajan Langdon believes, and he said it himself, it's an evaluation year. We want to see how far these guys can go. And they won a playoff series. They came back down 3-1. And then after that, they were kind of still playing with house money. Now, I don't want to act like one of those fans that are like, well, we were going to win the NBA championship, but now that they lost, I'm like, well, we were never. I never believed they were going to win the NBA championship. I've told you, I've been consistent.
We've had that conversation.
So the reason why I compare it to the 2023 Lions is this. The 2023 Lions, DPJ at the deadline. The Pistons this year, they got Kevin Huerter. The Lions that year were top 5 on offense. They were 23rd in defense. The Pistons, instead of offense, it's defense. The Pistons were 2nd in defensive rating. Offense, they were high in offensive rating. They weren't a very good three-point shooting team. They didn't have guys besides K that were legit scorers. They had question marks on offense, kind of like the Lions did on defense that year. What happened? Offense ended up biting the Pistons in the ass. I mean, against the Cavs, you just didn't have help for Cade. Tobias Harris he turned into a ghost. Yeah. The Lions, their defense ended up being the reason they couldn't beat the 49ers. So, to me, it's very similar. The Pistons were up 2-0 against the Cavs. The Lions were up 17 at halftime against the 49ers. What happened in the second half? They lost. The Pistons, they ended up losing in 7. Trajan Langdon and Brad Holmes are at a very similar point from when Brad was in 2023 and Trajan now. What Trajan has the opportunity to do is change the narrative about GMs in this town and say, you know what? We fell short. It is a evaluation year. Let's take this serious. Let's not waste Cade's prime. Let's not waste years, and let's go be aggressive and try and make some moves. What did Brad Holmes do after that? He made some moves in the offseason, but they suffered a lot of injuries. So he had bad luck that upcoming season, but Trajan has an opportunity. Don't get comfortable. And we're going to talk about the roster construction, but it's very similar how those two seasons went. And this team just isn't good enough, and I'll get into that why. But that's really how the comparison I thought of immediately, Booner, when I saw the loss.
And I'm telling you what, I'm looking at the chat right now. I'm starting to see a lot more people who are on the side of like, hey, you should have won last night, and like this is no longer like. It, just in my opinion, it's hey that I just look at last night and what's happened here in the last 24 hours in Detroit. Like they failed in the playoffs. They did. Like you are the number 1 seed. You have 60 wins. You're healthy. Where is it at? People are like, they ran out of gas. They got tired. Hey, can I ask you guys all a question? Did the Cavs play 7 games this series?
They sure did.
So did you.
And the last series as well.
Exactly. And so did you. So in my opinion, it's like, hey, there's no excuse at the end of the day. And I'll throw it out there because I had the same issue with Lions fans. And I know I drink the Kool-Aid boys, so I'm supposed to be the slappy. But the last year I've had the same situation with Lions fans where I've called Lions fans soft, because they don't hold the team in the front office to the expectation that they've worked their way to get to. Like, everyone holds them to that expectation of what they were in year 3, you know, when it was like, hey, we don't really need to win a Super Bowl this year. Come on.
But Booner, was the expectation that the Pistons were going to win an NBA championship this year?
Not an NBA championship, but when you won 60 games, the expectation goes, hey, you better
change.
be in the Eastern Conference Finals. And if you fall short of that, that's a fail. Like, if you're a 1 seed, even if it's an easy 1 seed, that should be expectations instantly. And anything short of that is a failure. Anything short of that.
Did you feel like their defense would have overcame anything thrown their way? Like, even if they made it to the next round, the fact that they are so limited offensively, you don't feel like that would have affected them in the slightest on the way to the finals?
And at some point, this is funny because this is a conversation I had. I said earlier in the year I think that they can win a championship with
based off of defense.
And you know what? Hey,
2026.
I know.
Hey, this is me looking right in the camera and saying hand up. A lot of people don't see this from me. People say, "Hey, Booner never admits he's wrong." Hand up. I'll start Woodward off. I was wrong.
Yeah.
You need scoring.
Yeah.
You do. You really do. But it just, in my opinion, when you're looking at like, hey, you're the 1 seed, even if you don't have offense, you have a Game 7 at home as the 1 seed with 60 wins. And the issue that I have is that they just didn't show up. It's not like they usually don't make shots. One thing that carries over from game to game is defense.
And that was missing.
Defense, it's like it's not like shooting a basketball. You shoot, you can miss, it hits the front of the rim, you're a little short, whatever. Like you have a bad shooting night. Defense, it's the same thing every night. It's the same exact thing over and over and over. And you know what the number one, this is where people might hate me for. Welcome back to Woodward, Boone. The one person that deserves all of the blame for everything, it's your head coach. It's JB Bickerstaff.
Oh.
That's who it is. Adjustments, defensively, having your team ready to play, like that's what it comes down to. It's like, hey, can you have your basketball team that's the 1 seed ready to go in a Game 7? And then for him to, and we'll play the clip here in a second, for JB Bickerstaff to step up to the podium after a loss like that and say, I'm proud of my team's effort. I don't know what type of effort that is.
Yeah,
like,
I feel that.
As a head coach and as a leader of my organization and leading my team, I expect him to step up to the podium and say, hey, we weren't good enough. And their effort was not there. And our guys need to be better. And we're going to learn from it, and we're going to go into this offseason, and we're going to figure this thing out. But to stick up for your guy, I get it, sticking up for – dude, at some point you have to fall on the sword and say, hey, our effort was not there last night.
And I agree with that. I agree with what you're saying. I do disagree. I think this is where we had talked about this on the watch party last night. There's going to be a lot and there's shows throughout the rest of the day, which you should be watching. Everyone's going to take different angles on who to blame. JB, Trajan, Cade. Shout out Stick, but Cade. The others. I don't think any of those takes are necessarily wrong. The only thing I'll say about JB is I think JB deserves blame for adjustments, but in my opinion, it's asking a chef to say, hey, chef, prepare me a meal. Here's some Dollar General materials. Make me a gourmet meal. Now, could I say, that could use a little more salt? Like, a little more pepper. You might like a little more. Like, he could have done some things differently, but at the end of the day, I think they're lacking legitimate firepower on this roster. Like, they're lacking the backup, Like, you're in a war and you're outnumbered. The Cavs had 4 guys in double digits or 20 points last night.
Yeah.
Like, they just
you know what's crazy though?
Better. I agree that he could have made adjustments, but JB, I think it speaks more volumes. They had 60 wins with this roster.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, let's be real.
And JB can't make shots, bro.
He can't make shots, but guess what? He can adjust. He can have different lineups, and he can figure that he can make sure his team shows up for a Game 7. That's something, right? And you know what it is? It goes back to this. And like, I don't want to fully go at I don't want to put everything on JB, but I think the post-game press conference shows everything you need to see about how he's approached the season. He did a hell of a job getting to 60 wins and getting to 1 seed. I'll give him all the credit for that. But the fact of him, I don't want to say he treats these guys, I think might treat some of these guys too soft. Like, you need to go in there and you need to publicly say, hey, my team was soft tonight. They got outplayed. They got outplayed by Sam Merrill. They got outplayed by Max Strus in multiple games. And at what point do you hold your team accountable? Instead, like, I know we all had this friend growing up, had a friend where it was like he could do everything, like he would be like the worst friend of all time, and he was like the meanest person, or he would do everything wrong, and then his parents would come up and be like, oh man, you're doing such a good job, like just keep doing what you're doing, like, and supporting him. And they think, hey, I'm being a supportive parent, right? No, you're not. You're not teaching your kid any lessons. And that's where it's like, hey, this goes back to this first series, and I know they came back from 3-1, but at what point have we seen JB Bickerstaff step up to the podium and say, hey, my team's soft right now? He doesn't. He always steps up. He has his team's back, which, again, fine. But at some point, you have to call your team out. And that's the reason why you did have some of these games to where it had nothing to do with shooting. Like, yeah, dude, how many games did the Pistons win this year when they shot 20%?
Yeah.
A million.
But you don't think he's doing that internally, maybe?
Yeah.
But at some point, you got to stop going out there and being like, hey, my team's just fine to the media. That's not how it works. What does Dan Campbell do sometimes? We can't be this soft.
You know what I took from his tell me if I'm off on this. You know what I took from his press conference? I watched JB's press conference this morning when I came in because I wanted to make sure I just didn't miss a thing. I think he thinks the same thing Trajan does. Evaluation year.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm not mad at these guys because he knew they made it much fun.
They
And I know you might
That's
not
the
like
worst,
that.
dude.
I know you
I think
don't
that's
like to
the
hear
worst
that,
thing
but
to do.
I do believe JB's thinking, man, we made it way farther than I thought.
Yeah, seriously.
I think that's what I took from his. Did you?
Especially when your second scoring option is Tobias Harris. Like, who else besides Cade and Tobias Harris can get their own shot?
We
on
played
team?
this game. Tobias on every other playoff team. All due respect to Tobias Harris, he's probably a fourth option.
Again, I
mean,
agree with
is
all.
Marcus
I
Sasser
agree
playing
with
minutes in
everything.
any other?
You're right. No.
I agree.
Shout out Marcus Sasser.
Shout out Marcus Sasser, man. He did hoop in Game 6.
He was
I agree with what you guys are saying when it comes to that. Like, I know you don't have the firepower. People in the chat are saying, Boone, you don't have the fire. I get that. I understand that. All you have really is Cade Cunningham. But you did get to this point, and you were in a Game 7. And I'll tell you what, boys, if they lost last night's game by 10 and they weren't shooting well, but they were locking up and they at least brought some sort of energy,
You would feel better.
there
I
would
get
be a
that.
different tone this morning.
Yeah.
There would be a completely different tone. My issue is you got blown up by 30 in front of your home crowd and you gave zero effort, and then your head coach decided to go on the podium after and say, we gave all the effort we could. No, you didn't. Like, this is only issue that I have with some Detroit GMs and coaches. Respect the fans. That's all I ask. Just respect the fans. Don't BS the fans. Like, Detroit fans are way smarter than you think. Stop BSing fans. Like, step up, put your chest out, and say it with your chest and say, hey, we got outplayed tonight. The effort wasn't there. But don't sit here and tell Detroit sports fans that the effort was there, and I love the effort from the team.
Yeah.
You're wrong. You're lying.
How could you say that there was effort? You had guards out-rebounding Jalen Duren, Asar Thompson, and Asar isn't the biggest one to blame here. But still, in the first quarter, I'm watching Sam Merrill and Max Strus and Dean Wade getting rebounds over all of our bigs. And that's just utterly ridiculous in a Game 7. We were all talking about it. The effort looked like it was awful.
Yeah.
And there was no – everyone was lackadaisical. Like, Jalen Duren looked like he was out for a Sunday stroll. And, I mean,
It was bad.
That was the worst way you could possibly lose. Like, everyone says the Game 7 is the best thing in sports. It's one of the most gut-wrenching things through a game when you're down to the wire, and it was not like that. It was gut-wrenching just watching your team getting bent all night long.
Yeah, I don't know if Sam Merrill is like the reincarnated version of Larry Bird or
I'm
something.
trying to tell you.
That dude
That and
was
1-3 that
hooping.
he had, my heart dropped. I was, oh, my gosh, I can't believe he just hit that.
The Cavs got, you know, if you see a white dude open on the Cavs, he's knocking it
hitting
down.
that shit.
Max Strus, Sam Merrill, they got shooters. And I'll give credit to the Cavs. I know we haven't done that. Cavs got, they're deep, bro. They're deep. And I know the Pistons did a hell of a job making the series go as long as they did, going up 2-0. Yeah. But, man.
Them fouls was deep, too.
Yeah, and don't get me. We can do a whole show on what happened in Game 6 and Game 5. Some of these fouls are ridiculous. I understand that. We'll go to break. We get back.
Before we go to break, though, let me talk about these super chats because we got a bunch of
Let's
support
go.
for
Let's
the
get to
boys as you guys are coming back here. It's Steven V with the $5 super chat.
Shout out.
The boys are effing back. Congrats, fellas. Crunch time is the only thing that can ease the pain of the Pistons Game 7. Crunch time therapy. LFGO.
Shout out, Steven. We appreciate you.
And then we got shout out Mike Reed, member for
Mike Reed.
32 months straight. Welcome back, Jeff and Booner. And then the last one, we got Elgato MR9XP with the 199 super chat. Welcome back to the motherland, boys.
We appreciate it. Feels like we're on the mothership with this desk setup.
Going from remote shows on my little Mac computer to this, back to this, is like, I feel like I'm in
Vibes are high.
spaceship right now.
Vibes are high.
Vibes are high. We appreciate the super chats. Keep them coming. We'll read them. First priority. We'll get to the chat as well. Like the stream if you haven't already. But let's get to Thrive. KG, you want to tell us about Thrive?
I will tell the people about Thrive because most people think energy comes in a 16-ounce can, and sometimes it can, but is it really good for you? Listen, we got an alternative, and it is Thrive Energy Pouches. These ain't your daddy's dip. It's tobacco-free, nicotine-free, mental powerhouse packing 300 milligrams of clean, smart caffeine, including alpha GPC and L-theanine. No jitters, no sugar crash, and zero bloating. And listen, y'all can get 15% off right now. All you got to do is type in WSN, code WSN, to get 15 off your entire order. Or you can shop exclusively at all Market, Fresh, and Market Square locations. Thrive, clean energy, zero distractions. They just effing work.
At Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Head to Woodward's Red Wings and Tigers. Head to woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com.
All right, there are regular sports bars, and then there's Art and Jake's. Nobody else even comes close on game day. I'll tell you what. Even when we weren't at Woodward, Jeff and I, we were going to Art and Jake's for UFC fights, so many different things, football games, all of that.
Best.
Me and Jeff and the boys, we lived there with over 80 wall-to-wall TVs, 22 draft beers on tap, and a menu packed with fan favorites. They've got exactly what you're looking for over at Art and Jake's. Make sure you can scan the QR code right there on the screen. You guys can see it, and download the A&J mobile app today and join the AJ's fan club, and follow them on socials at Art and Jake's, and find a location near you. It's a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor. It's a fire spot, I'll tell you what.
And we're back halfway through the first hour here, Crunch Time on Woodward Sports. I'm your host, Jeff Iafrate. Alongside me, my partner in crime, Booner. We got KG, Justin, Caleb. We got the whole crew in the studio here talking Pistons. We're going to stay on Pistons because there's a lot to talk about. We're going to have the Kate conversation, by the way. Okay, I know that Stick. I know you're in there. I know you're squirming around in the chat. All right, you can't hide.
I keep seeing him pop up.
We're gonna have the Kate. He's lingering.
Morning, boy,
Shout out Stick, by the way. That's my brother. But
he's lingering.
We're gonna talk about Cade Cunningham. And if you're maybe new to the network, then you should know Stick has a history of takes on Cade Cunningham. He also loves Jared Goff, so it's a very weird dynamic with those two things. He loves Jared, but he hates on the guy who's a franchise player. We'll talk about that as well. But first, I want to stay on and talk a little bit about the offseason because I kind of talked about it when I compared this Game 7 loss or just really the playoffs for the Pistons to the 2023 Detroit Lions and just how that season went. You know, the quiet trade deadline, you make it farther than you expected. You lose. It sucks. You're up and you lose. And the offseason is very important. Because what do people say about GMs in this town, Booner?
Don't go all in.
They don't. It's, talk about Scott Harris, Stevie Y. You talk about Brett Holmes. Now Trajan Langdon's in that conversation. Trajan Langdon has an opportunity to do something different and make this city proud. Not that he hasn't already. He's done a great job. But this is the turning point. You know that everybody loves you until you get to that certain point, and then it's like, all right, the honeymoon phase is over. We want results. Like, for example, let's say they get to the playoffs next year, they lose in the first round, people are going to want heads.
Yeah.
Like now this thing, it's great you set the bar high, but people are going to want improvement. That's how this thing goes. So when you're looking at the offseason for the Detroit Pistons, like I said, Trajan has an opportunity to do something different, and that is be aggressive in the offseason. When you look at the playoff teams, I want to bring this up too. This is the most important. This is why I was talking about last segment. We were talking about the Pistons and how far they went and how I argued, and maybe I was disrespectful by comparing them to Dollar General materials, but They do have some good players, but they don't have enough to win a championship. I'll give you an example. The Thunder. All right, the Thunder, who won the championship last year, and they're probably the favorites to win the championship again this year, they have a 2-time MVP on their roster in Shea. But they also have 4 guys, almost 4 guys, who average 20 in the playoffs.
Yep.
Even with a back-to-back MVP, right? So Shea's an incredible player. He's a number 1. He's an alpha. Still got 4 guys on that team almost that are averaging
We're just
20.
trying to get to 15, Jeff.
I'm just trying. Exactly. And now I'll bring up the Spurs, right? The Spurs, probably the championship's probably going to come out the West. I'm just bringing that up.
Oh, yeah.
Spurs, another team I'll bring up. They got 3 guys almost averaging 20 points. But they got Victor, the alien. You know, a guy who's going to be a Hall of Famer. They got 3 guys averaging almost 20 points. 3 more in double figures, by the way. The point I'm making is this. The Pistons need a better supporting cast. It's not even a question. It's point blank. Payne Duren starts with him. And we're going to talk about that. Payne Duren could be a massive mistake. I know Neil brought up all the arguments of how they don't really have a choice, and he makes great arguments. But we're going to talk about the choices they do have today. But that's really the takeaway from the postseason, the whole season for me from the Pistons, is you have a 33-year-old Tobias Harris, who we love. The city loves. We call him Monk. But he ain't averaging 20 for an entire playoff run to the finals. We knew that ball was going to drop eventually. So, yeah, we'll talk about Cade, how much blame he deserves, but this offseason, one of the biggest off seasons we've seen in some time for this Pistons franchise.
Yeah, we were talking with Neil. I think me, Neil, and KG were talking off camera a little bit, and we were having the conversation about how to approach this offseason. And the thing that they brought up was, hey, Boone, like if you go all in this offseason, it might be the wrong time to do it. The issue you run into, and I think this is fair to say, is the fan base is expecting to take a step forward every year. Yeah. Like especially a Detroit fan base, they don't want to see you take a step back. And you just lost in the semifinals. You're expected next year to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. You have to make a decision this offseason on what way you want to go. And I brought up the example earlier today that it was the same thing that Brad Holmes, that decision that he had over the last 2 years, where he had essentially 2 paths to take. It's either he signs guys and he keeps, and he stays drafting great talent and he signs his own guys, or number 2, he goes all in and he gets that extra edge rusher for $30, $40 million to pair with Aiden Hutchinson. Or, he goes into free agency and spends a ton more money and lets some of his guys walk. What did Brad Holmes choose? He chose the path to stick with his guys, right? And Trajan has that opportunity this offseason to make that decision. And I'll tell you what, if I'm him, I'm looking at what happened with the Detroit Lions over the last 12 to 24 months, and I'm going all in. Mm-hmm. I see what Scott Harris has done with the Tigers. I see what Steve Yzerman's done with the Red Wings. And I see what the Detroit Lions and Brad Holmes have done. Has any of them worked out over the last 3 years?
No.
Not one. And I'm not talking about just a Super Bowl or just a Stanley Cup or a World Series. I'm talking about a deep playoff push, a finals, right? You haven't seen that in Detroit. And we have all these teams that keep making the playoffs, and they're just right there on the edge. They just keep edging us. No Diddy. But they keep edging us. But,
get it off, man.
But at the end of the day, it's like that's what it is. And I think Detroit fans, sports fans, they're tired of just being edged on with this championship stuff.
Not stop coming.
Oh man! I would have to think.
I'm with you.
And I would have to think this is that offseason where if you're Trajan, you're looking at it and you're going, you know what? We just lost in the semis. Like we were 1 game away from going to the Eastern Conference Finals. We have to make some moves. Like it's time. And I get KG brought up to me off camera. He said, "Hey, Boone, free agency's not like that. Like go look at it. It's not. Okay, hey, what's your job as a GM? You find a way.
Yeah.
You make some trades, and you know what the first move I'm making this offseason is? I'm signing trading Jalen Duren. I'm shipping him out. He's going to a different franchise.
Okay.
I'm not paying $45 million. Now, I'll say this. I just saw a tweet on Woodward Sports. Make sure you go follow. They did say that they're not giving him the max. It was reported today that they're not looking to give Jalen Duren the max.
Yeah, do you want me to read that report, Booner?
Please do, so people have at least an idea of what I'm talking about here.
Because I was the one that actually tweeted that, so I was the one that found that this morning. Shout out to Hunter Patterson of The Athletic. He quote said, given his postseason showing, the widely held belief around the league is that he has little to no leverage to negotiate a max contract, and that is about Jalen Duren's contract extension coming up this offseason.
And I think that's fair. And I talked to Neil off camera, and the thing he brought up to me with Jalen Duren was, well, the whole offense runs through him. He's setting high ball screens. He's the one that's rolling to the basket. He's the one that's taking a middle defender away at the, in the paint. Listen, I get that, but for $45 million, almost $50 million, I don't need you to do that. I need you to go out and step outside of the three-point line and go get yourself a bucket when you can get a bucket. I need you to compliment Cade Cunningham and to get another wing next to him that can do that. I'm going to read some teams here, boys. These are contending teams right now, and they're starting centers that can go win NBA championships. The Oklahoma City Thunder, they paid $30 million for their starting center in Isaiah Hartenstein. And guess what they just did last year? And I know they have the MVP, which we think we have in Cade Cunningham, but they have a $30 million center in Isaiah Hartenstein who just helped win them a championship last year. That's a complementary piece. That's the type of center where you go, hey, am I going to pay someone that does what Isaiah Hartenstein does? What we just saw in the Cavs series, what Jared Allen does for Donovan Mitchell and James Harden, goes, sets high ball screens, rolls to the basket, offensive rebounds, extends possessions. Guess what Jared Allen gets? $30 million. The only centers that are getting that max, you're talking about Nikola Jokic, Chet Holmgren, Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Davis, Bam Adebayo. Those are dudes that can go get you a bucket whenever they want. They can average 25 for you. So unless Jalen Duren's willing to take a step back and say, hey, these guys are averaging or getting $30 million a year, these average centers, hey, I'll take 35. Anything above that, if it gets to that 40 mark, and I know the NBA salary, all that goes up, but if it starts getting to that 40 million number, I'm walking away. I'm saying, hey, Jay, we'll sign it. If you want 40 million, find us a team that will do that. We'll sign and trade. We'll bring a wing in from whatever team that is. If the Pelicans want to sign and trade with Trey Murphy, we'll do that. And we'll pay Trey Murphy because he's a different player. He's a player that deserves that much money.
So you don't think he has any leverage at all?
In zero. What leverage does he have?
I mean,
the
I know the
season?
postseason performance, but this is a guy that improved from 12-9 to 20-10.
He improved from there, but then he regressed drastically. The biggest regression in NBA history in the playoffs, outside of Wilt, I think it was Wilt Chamberlain or something that went from like 40 points a game to like 30 something. Like
which is crazy.
He had one of the worst regressions in NBA playoff history, like the worst. So there's no leverage.
Folded like a lawn chair.
Yeah, and if you want to say 40 minutes, like go look at the numbers. Go look at the rosters. Go look at teams that are winning. They're not winning by signing Jalen Duren to max contracts. And if they are signing a center to that contract, guess what he's doing for you? Like, he's giving you 25 a game in the playoffs.
And that's
fair.
No,
yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say this about Duren. I agree with it, and I'll pass it to you guys, and I want to go to the chat on this too. Like, by the way, the Wilt take had me dead. He went from, 50 to like 40
Dude, 50 to like 35.
I wish that was regression you could have in a real play. But I'll say this about Duren. The problem is not that he's talented. He's young, and I know everyone in the chat's like, well, he's 22 years old. Like, I understand that. He's got tremendous upside. He showed things to KG's point in the regular season where, like, this guy's a 20-10 guy. You know, he can block shots. He's a perfect complement for Cade Cunningham in terms of rim runner. They work well off each other, pick-and-roll partner, all that stuff. Even though he can't really pick and pop. He had a couple of those little elbow shots, but he's more of a, around the paint guy.
Did he make one mid-range
dunker
shot?
Spot. He did make one in the playoffs, but here's the thing. Well, this is where I'll agree with you. If you're going to give him the max, which I know it was reported that they're going to try and get him discounted, I'm cool with that. My problem was giving him max money for a player who doesn't have a max toolbox. He's got a couple moves, and he started displaying them. It felt like towards the end of that Cavs series, he was like, I got to get in my bag a little bit.
He's got a backpack. He ain't got a Duffy, though.
He's like trying to work a little bit, and he improved a little bit, but that bag's got to get deeper. If you want to be someone that we pay a lot, or not we, but the Pistons, I ain't paying nothing, pay a lot of money to Jalen Duren, you got to be able to be like, hey, Duren, here's the ball, go get a bucket. They do that with guys that are paid in that range. So if you want to pay him and you say, well, he's 22, I'm going to give him whatever he wants, you're rolling the dice on that. That's just the reality. That he's going to continue to improve, add a jumper, add more of an offensive game to really be worth the money. And that's up to Trajan Langdon, I guess.
It's tough because
you want to roll that dice, go ahead.
And I did see a tweet today that was like, well, Jared Allen a couple years ago when they first got in the playoffs, like he struggled like this. But again, if we're going to compare him, and people on Twitter and NBA fans and Pistons fans are going to kind of use that comp, like, hey, look at Jared Allen. He was a deer in headlights in the playoffs a couple years ago. Okay, well, you're paying him Jared Allen money then. He's not Nikola Jokic. He's not. No, he's not a Bam Adebayo. I'd pay Bam Adebayo $45 million. You're crazy if you think I'm paying Jalen Duren $45.
Yeah, Jared Allen's also like a fourth option. I
mean, that's where you get into a spot to where, hey, man, if you're going to pay Jalen Duren, that's money going somewhere. You need to figure out. It's the same thing with the Brad Holmes conversation with the Lions. Hey, you have to allocate the money correctly, right? Yeah. And once you start paying guys like Jalen Duren, like what number two team? What team in the NBA is winning a championship with Jalen Duren as the number two option? I can guarantee you. Guess what? 0 out of 32 NBA teams.
Not a lot.
And that's what he wants to get paid, and that's what the max contract will be. So that there's a decision that needs to be made. If I'm Trajan Langdon and I'm serious about winning a championship, and I know a lot of people hate it because we all love Jalen Duren, and he is a good player. I saw someone in the chat say, I'm paying him, but I'm paying him less. That's my motto. And if he doesn't want less, guess what? Hey, sell your house in Detroit, man.
These negotiations
find a real estate
remind
agent.
me a ton of DeAndre Ayton in 2021
Yeah.
after the finals when Phoenix refused to pay him that top-tier money because that was a fluky finals run, and he wanted max money. They wouldn't give it to him, and then they end up caving towards the end because they were so effed where they had to end up giving him the max, so they had a competent center for them to attempt to push to go back to the finals, and it ended up ruining. I mean, that is the start of the downfall of the Phoenix Suns, was that negotiation. So that's a place where, as a Pistons fan, you have to be a little bit weary of that because you can't be getting into a situation where you are crippling this franchise and ruining the possible window of you making a finals, winning a championship with an MVP caliber player like Cade Cunningham.
But it just sucks, though, because what other option do you have if you're the Pistons? Because you're going backwards. We want this team to take a step up from this year and get to an Eastern Conference Finals. Jalen Duren was a big part of this 60 wins this year. And I know we didn't see it in the playoffs. I'm somebody that supported Duren. You see the growth. Like I said, 12-9 to 20-10, that's no small jump. That's a big jump. So it shows
All-star.
Exactly. It shows you that he has that within him, but I do agree you do need to kind of look at it if you're the Pistons, because this is the type of decision that can cripple you down the road if you make the wrong choice. But if you just let them go for nothing, this team is going to take a step back from what they were this year. I fully believe that.
That's why Trajan, though, he's in a tough position right now because it's, hey, if you pay Jalen Duren, you might cripple your team long term because he's now that's your number two. You don't have money to really go out there and get a real number two unless you go over. And then the other turn is you don't pay him, and there's not a good free agent class, and you can't get a good trade for him. So, like, you're in two spots, and that's where it's like for Trajan Langdon, hey, that's why, you get paid what you do to do that. And you have to make those decisions. And if you want to win an NBA championship and do what they're doing in OKC or what they've done in Boston, like, you have to make those hard decisions. Remember Boston, the players that they've had come through there, the Drew Holidays and different big Al Horfords, and at some point they had to be like, hey, we gotta walk from some of these guys. And they do have their two, but and then you kind of go over to even Denver. Denver let Michael Porter Jr. walk. Like, they've let good teams let good players walk. But it's your job as a GM to, okay, what's the best option with what we have to work with? But I don't think you can make both of those decisions and be like, hey, let's just cripple our franchise moving forward. You have Cade Cunningham in his prime right now.
Yeah.
You have to take advantage of it. And if you sign Jalen Duren to a max, you're crippling Cade Cunningham for the next few years. You're not giving him the right options to win a championship. And that to me, that's a fact. That's proven. We just saw it for the last month.
I think maybe it's a blessing in disguise that number got lowered. I think we'll talk about the Cade stuff after the break. And someone tell me about our friends over
before the break. Let me there's like 6 super chats.
Come on now.
Actually, can we hit him coming back? Because we're like 7 minutes over break. Someone tell us about Supreme. We'll get to the super test when we come back.
All right, I will tell you about Supreme Lending. Make sure you tap in with Supreme Lending. When you're buying a home or refinancing, it's a big decision. Just like in sports, you need the right team behind you. That's why we are proud to welcome Supreme Lending to the Woodward Sports family. As full-service leaders, they boost to a 99% close-on-time rate. Man, I wish the Pistons had a 99% close-on-time rate because then we'd be in the Eastern Conference Finals. So 97% customer satisfaction. Pistons don't have that either. But here's the game changer. You can apply for an eligible loan. Mention Woodward Sports, and you will receive up to $500 off your appraisal. You ain't getting that on Pistons tickets. To score this deal, call the number on your screen today, and make sure you tap in with Chad and Chris for all your home buying and refinancing needs.
I hate to tell you, energy drinks, but you're about to be crushed. Thrive nootropic energy pouches are here to change the game by delivering steady, focused performance in a clean white pouch for a fraction of the cost. And unlike other brands, Thrive comes from an American company that's been leading the way for over 30 years. So stop drinking gut rot energy drinks and why don't you thrive for a change? It's just better.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith.
New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
I got to tell you about our friends over at Founders, the all-day IPA, which I actually experienced. I don't know if this is the right way to say it, but I broke my Founders cherry the other night. It's messed up, yeah.
You dirty boy.
I'll presume on that, but it was amazing.
Whoa.
We had the Pistons watch party last week, and I tried Founders. I tried the all-day IPA, the Water Hazard. It's all delicious. It really is. And as a Woodward Sports, we're excited to welcome the new partners at Founders Brewing and the legendary All-Day IPA. This year marks the 15th anniversary of All-Day IPA. It helped define the session IPA category, but its fans are what made it last. It's crisp, refreshing, with a perfectly balanced taste, and at 4.7 ABV. It's built to go the distance for the entire game. So next time you're watching the game, make it an all-day IPA from Founders. Please drink responsibly. We are back. Crunch time on Woodward Sports. I'm your host, Jeff Iafrate. Alongside me, Booner. We got KG. We got Justin. We got Caleb. The entire crew is here talking Pistons. We're going to talk Cade Cunningham. Don't worry. We're going to get to it. I know you're watching Stick, and there's a lot of people. It's not just Stick, by the way. I'm going to have his back here because there's a lot of people that were going at Cade Cunningham, and I'll say there are points of that are deserved.
Yes.
I think he is your star player. He is your best player, and you hold those guys to a different standard. It's the same thing we look at with the quarterback position in football. When Jared Goff does not play well, he gets the blame. When they do win, you give it to the whole team. That's how it goes, right? When you sign up to be that type of player, and Cade definitely is that player. Now, let's get to the facts, because I told you guys I was going to try and be fair today, and I'm going to try and be very, very honest with you, as you guys deserve it. Cade Cunningham, as special as he is, I actually got basically my career started by arguing he was Rookie of the Year. So this is full circle moment now. We're talking Cade Cunningham,
which he was.
Show back, and he was Rookie of the Year.
He should have been.
He holds the NBA record for the most turnovers ever averaged in a playoffs. He averaged 5.6 turnovers per game across his 16 career postseason appearances. For single postseason runs, the highest turnover averages belong to Cade Cunningham, who had 90 in 16 games. Trae Young, 4.4 turnovers per game in the 2021 season. Remember that run with Trae Young?
Yeah.
He had 119 turnovers in 27 games. Luka Doncic, 4.2 per game in 2022, 83 and 18. So, again, Cade Cunningham, you got to take care of the ball. I understand that. But let's look at the basketball side of this. Why is he turning the ball over? A lot of those decisions, I'll admit, bad decision making. There also is a lot of those turnovers, and we all watch the games. Guys getting blitzed. Okay? Constantly. And you know why he's getting blitzed constantly? Because you don't have enough firepower. It all ties back. This whole show is kind of going back to what we talked about earlier. So, yeah, Cade Cunningham has to play better. He has to take care of the basketball. He has to show up in a Game 7. He had 13 points yesterday. It's unacceptable. I understand all that. But this is also a player that leads the playoffs in usage. Like, the ball is constantly in his hands, and not only that, he has to guard the second-best player on the opposing team. Ausar Thompson takes the hardest assignment. Who takes the second hardest assignment? Your franchise player, who's leading your team in minutes, leading your team in points, leading your team in a lot of categories. And on top of that, he's leading the team in the league in ball usage. So there's a lot on his plate. I want to make sure that context is added because, yeah, he leads, he's highest in NBA history in the playoffs with turnovers per game. Yeah, that is true. But also, he has, out of all the superstars in the playoffs, he has the most on his shoulders. Yeah. That is a fact. And the reason why I'm giving him more time, and I actually looked this up because I was curious today. I said, what was the average age of an NBA superstar that won his first championship? The average age, typically, of NBA players that win their first championship is 27 years old. Okay, Cade Cunningham is 24. He turns 25 in September. Steph won at 27. Kevin won at 28. Giannis won at 26. Jokic won at 27. Tatum, 26. Michael Jordan, 28. LeBron, 27. LeBron didn't reach the finals before that, by the way, but win an NBA championship, he was 27. So you got to give him more time. And on top of that, you got to give him more help. So that is where I'm at with Cade Cunningham. You can go at him for not taking care of the basketball, for shooting below 40% in the Cavs series. But when you stack 40-plus minutes a game in the ball usage and the defensive assignments and him getting blitz, you got to understand he's not LeBron James, okay? There's certain guys that can maybe overcome and battle through this type of adversity. He's a great player, but he's also 24 years old. Like, did he play well in the Cavs series? Not really. He had some moments, but he did start the playoffs by averaging 30 points a game. So it's a learning lesson for him, and he's only going to get better, and you got to give him more time because, like I said, 27 average age when they first win their championship. So you got a couple more years.
I'll tell you what. Hey, Stick, I know you're in the chat. I see you in there lurking. I love you, Stick. Cade Cunningham's one of the last people on this team that people should be going at about losing this series in the championship.
Yeah.
He should be the last. It should be J.B. Bickerstaff. It should be Tobias Harris, Jalen Duren, Trajan Langdon for not having a team complete right now around him. Yeah, to your point, Jeff, the turnovers, that's an issue. I think we all can admit that. It's the same thing. Hey, you guys all know this in this room. Me and Stick are hand in hand. We're arm in arm when it comes to Jared Goff and when everyone goes at him. But when Jared Goff has the turnovers, listen, I'll hand up, say, hey, that's on Jared, right? Like, you can't have 4 or 5 turnovers in a game. I'll say it. But that doesn't mean you can go at Jared Goff for not winning football games here in Detroit because he does just that. Maybe give him a defense who will be good, and we can have that conversation. It's the same thing with Cade Cunningham. You have to give your star player the right pieces around him, the complementary pieces around him. You have to give him shooters. You have to give him 3-and-D guys. You have to give him a big guy that doesn't collapse in the playoffs. Like, you have to build the right players around him. And to your point with the age thing of everything, like, Cade Cunningham's not the only superstar in the NBA that has turnovers and as well as his team gets bounced. Would you guys all like say here like Anthony Edwards probably top 7 player in the NBA?
Absolutely.
Why aren't people going at him for what happened and them losing to the Spurs? They don't, because it's Anthony Edwards. And at what point here in Detroit are we going to be like, hey, we have a superstar in our building, in our city, and we're just going to sit here and we're just going to run him out of the building? Why? Really, why? The guy was leading the NBA in points per game until SGA's last game. He was leading the NBA in points per game in the playoffs with the team that he has. Take the Rockets team away because Jabari Smith was playing like 44 minutes a game. Cade Cunningham, again, like Jeff said, leading the NBA in minutes per game in the playoffs. He literally was putting the city on his back for all of us.
40.9 to be exact.
Thank you. 40 minutes a game.
41. It's
41. It's more so disrespectful that there are fans in Detroit that are going at Cade Cunningham for what he's done for this franchise than it is like Stick, you have the same argument with Jared Goff. You're on both sides. You can't be on both sides. You have to stick up for your superstar on both ways. Now, was the 12 or 13 points yesterday? That was despicable. Dude, he's a superstar player in the second half, had 0 field goals in the second half in the game.
Yeah, it's
7.
unacceptable.
That's unacceptable. Yeah. And that can be true. But also what could be true is that's your guy going forward. He's one of the best players in the NBA. You could argue, dude, you could make the argument he's a top 3 player in the NBA because he's a two-way player.
Yep.
And he can dish the ball, and he creates more for others. Imagine getting a legit roster around him, guys that can actually make shots and create a shot, and having a guy that can distribute like Cade Cunningham
not
and
passing
score.
The ball out to Asar Thompson and
Ron
LeVert
Holland
on the 3-point line wide open because they can double Cade to an extra extent because they have no threat out there. Like, I love Asar Thompson. He's a great defender.
I do too,
but they literally leave him wide open on offense to double Cade.
And then he doesn't do anything with the ball. It's Cade. Cade dishes it to, hey, just do something. Get to the rim. Make a play.
Walk someone down. You're massive. And then dish the
won't
ball
do
out.
it.
Like, do something.
I repeat, on the number 1 seeded playoff team, your second scoring option is Tobias Harris.
Exactly.
God bless him. God bless him, because he had a hell of a playoff run. He did.
Yeah.
Until the last couple games.
I think it's fair after last night to go at Cade a little bit and say, hey, man, I know you're playing 40 minutes a game, but we do need you. Like, we can't have you just falling asleep in the second half. And I know you're only down 17. Guys, you were down 24 to the Magic. Down 24 to the Magic going into the second half, and you won that game in the third quarter.
Lightning doesn't always strike twice.
It doesn't, but when you're but dude, when you're down
man.
17, I'm hitting the desk. Stop in the desk, Boone. I get so fired up here. Sorry
Don't
about
break
that.
this one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna break. I'm not breaking anything this time around at Woodward. What did I break last time?
I have no
Probably
idea.
a few things. But what I'm saying though with this is, like, dude, at least get a bucket in the second half.
Yep.
A bucket. You got 0.
Yeah, it's fair.
And Tobias, too, by the way. I mean, if you're going to go at Cade Cunningham's stick, you better be going at Tobias Harris. I don't care if you're expecting him to be your number 2 and he's old or not. That man had 0 field goals last night as well. 0. A donut hole. And that was all game. Even if he's your 4th option, he should never have 0 points in a Game 7.
Hey, like Charles,
not 0 points, 0 field goals.
like Charles Barkley said, Tobias Harris had the same amount of points as a dead guy. I mean,
He had-
that's actually what happened.
Dude, I had the same amount of field goals as Tobias Harris last night.
Yeah.
I did.
By
And
the
you
way,
played with more passion, Booner. I
Yeah,
can tell
I-
from being on the broadcast.
And all joking aside, I got a lot of respect for Tobias. I know it's easy to dump on him, but he's been. I mean,
No,
30.
he had his
30,
best playoff run.
No question. He had 30 in Game 7 against the Magic. So, like, hey, respect to Tobias. But that's just the fact that we're even talking about this shows it's just the reality of the team that Cade's playing on. It's no disrespect, but you got to upgrade the roster, man. It's like, look at the Cavs, for example. It's an easy example because you just played him, right? Donovan Mitchell, we all agree, incredible player.
Yes.
You try and double him, what happens?
James Harden get off.
You got
James Harden.
Sam Merrill.
Dean
Evan
Wade.
Mobley
was hitting threes. Like,
Yeah.
you
Everyone
can't. You have to
was.
make a business decision. Now, if you're playing the Pistons, it's a pretty easy business decision. Cade Cunningham, all due respect, or Dennis Jenkins, or Marcus Sasser, or Duncan Robinson. No, we don't want him to get open. Okay, who else is shooting the ball?
You are
like that?
rolling with G League guys. Like Dennis Jenkins, and he's good, but he was a G League guy. You're rolling with Marcus
It's just the
Sasser,
reality.
G League
It's
guy.
just the reality, man.
And you look at the roster construction of the two teams, too. Like, yeah, they have Jared Allen in the starting lineup who can't shoot threes, but then they parlay that with every single other person who steps on the floor is an elite three-point shooter.
Yeah. It's by the
I
way,
always say it. The Pistons have to have everybody has to be in double figures. If Asar's not in double figures, that's fine because you know what that is. Every other Pistons starter needs to be in double figures in order for the Pistons to win. Flat out.
Now, Justin, we can get to those super chats. I know we were trying to get to them last. I know they're coming in, so let's get to them.
All right. It's going to take a quick minute because they're peppering
piling
them in
in.
here. Hey, some love, some hate. But
Let's
that's
go.
all you can expect here at Woodward Sports.
That's it.
Super Fan Hutch with the $10 super chat. The boys are back in town. The GOATs. Congrats again, fellas. See y'all soon at training camp and beyond.
There we go.
Get the Booner juice and the beers ready.
Right,
Gotta
wait a
celebrate.
minute. I will do nothing other
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
KG wants nothing to do with the Booner juice.
Yeah, the
That's,
Booner juice is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But hey, all right.
Wow.
New money.
God, we're
3775, and I'm just gonna read all of his at this one time because he sent 3 in here. Take y'all whining asses back to crunch time.
How about that?
Then we got 2 more. They just keep getting better. Y'all couldn't even run a mid-ass podcast. By the way, trying to tell Todd Gores how to run a business.
Todd Gores, it's Tom Gores, bud. Is that who he was talking about?
Yeah, he said
okay.
Tom Gore, so he doesn't even know the right.
Yeah, come on, dude.
And then the last one from him, and we appreciate your patronage, my dog.
We do.
No
Thank
talking points, opinions, mid-ass fuck.
He paid to say that.
You know what? I'm going to be honest.
I respect him.
I'm going to be honest. I miss this shit, dude.
Yeah, that's the
Hey,
best,
keep
dude.
them coming. I love this energy. I do. I really do.
And then we got 2 more in here.
keep going,
Michael
yeah.
Weary, $2 super chat. JD is only 22. He's still growing. We need to keep him.
Shout out to OG.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah, you're 4. Keep growing, man.
And then 199. Zach Soap 6292. By the way, this is not me telling you guys. I love you guys. All right.
No,
Booner,
just
horrible
let
take.
it fly, Justin. Let it fly.
No, I just feel, I feel bad. I feel that I got to be the one facilitating this hate.
Justin, I want to tell you what.
They paid for the hate.
The amount of Booner, that's the worst take I've ever seen in my life that I've gotten over the last 5 years. I love it at this point. Like I do, dude. I can
No,
every day.
I felt worse about the other ones. I mean, even though they're funny. Like because I appreciate you fellas. You guys have indoctrinated me as one.
And I
of
do
your
have
own.
a lot
You've
of
only
bad
known me
takes.
for a week, and
Right.
you guys are the homies. So I appreciate you.
It's all love, man.
Hey,
And
real
I mean,
quick, I want to just get ahead of this. Neil Rule just stepped in the room.
Uh-oh.
I just want to say this. There's going to be rumors that go around over the next 48 hours. Neil Rule did not let us in the studio until about 10 minutes until our show. He said, "Hey, boys, this is my studio now." And he said, "Hey, you guys have to earn it." He said, "Rookie duties, you boys aren't allowed in."
Yeah.
We had to earn our way in.
Yeah, Neil Rule. You know what I will agree on Neil. He was talking this morning with Sean. By the way, it was a great show. You guys
Great show, unbelievable.
8 to 10
show.
every single morning, weekdays. He was saying how he had the title for the most beautiful man on this network for a while.
Oh man.
And he held the title, and I'd like to chat to Ann on that, but. I'm back. So we're it's like Batman and Robin. I think Neil is what he said. Is this like could be like, I know we can't do Cade and Booker, but this could be like the Cade and Booker here.
So who are you? Are you Batman or Robin?
I'll talk with Neil about that.
No, you need.
I think
he's
right there. I'll put it like this.
We need an answer.
I'll put it like
Jeff.
this.
Yeah.
I'll put it like this. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Me or Neil gets the rock for the most beautiful man. I think I'm hogging the rock.
Oh,
I think Neil's he's just
taking the ball out of his hands. Damn.
It's got to happen. I'm sorry.
So who am I? Am I like
You could be Ray Allen, like Miami Heat.
Ray Allen was important.
Yeah, I'll take that.
You had a game.
I can't even get Chris Bosh, but that's cool. I'll take Ray Allen.
I would take Ray Allen.
I'll take Ray Allen.
Actually, I was thinking Caleb Czarnik would be Chris Bosh. You could be maybe Ray Allen.
You didn't even get Red Hood or Nightwing.
Right.
You got Batgirl.
I'm Batgirl.
Oh, Jeff, can you also address the rumors that you're on GLP-1s?
Oh. Are you?
Because I was told you was fat. That's what I was told.
Should we address? We'll go to break. I need to prep this. There's Ozempic rumors, Ozempic Jeff. I need to address this. So we'll go to break, and then I'll talk about that. But
let me tell you. I think I'm telling you about BlackRock. I'll tell you guys about BlackRock here. Looking for the perfect spot to host your next party or get together? Head over to BlackRock Bar and Grill, home of the steak and on the Stone. Which, by the way, I went there about a year ago. Unbelievable. I got to get back now that we're here. I got to go check out BlackRock. And whether it's your graduation, baby shower, rehearsal dinner, or your next big watch party, BlackRock has the food, drinks, and atmosphere to make it unforgettable. And the best part, there's truly something for every single person, from handcrafted cocktails, refreshing mocktails, to fresh salads, stacked burgers. They literally have everything in their famous steaks, cooked right on the rock or chef prepared to perfection. Book your next visit today at BlackRock Bar and Grill and find a location near you at BlackRockRestaurants.com.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
At Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. One's great. 2, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All Day IPA. Hop into easy.
Let me tell you about our friends over at Loom. Summer's got Michigan buzzing, and Loom is back with 2 new flavors. I'll tell you what, watching that Pistons game, smoking this. You take this every single time, so no question. Grab the new orange or lemon lime buzzing today, crisp, smooth, and perfectly buzzed at 7.5 milligrams of THC, or crank it up. Buzzin' Max, 100 grams. Oh my gosh, 100 milligrams. You wouldn't be. Booner would be out
Those
for
things
weeks.
are epic.
Of cherry, strawberry, watermelon blizz. That is awesome. Low-cal, hangover-free, and all Michigan-made. That's what's important. Find them now at Loom.com or any of Loom's 41 locations. Now, this is the important part. Remember to use the code WSN30 to get 30% off your entire order.
Whoa.
Here we go. We are back. Crunch time on Woodward Sports. I'm not disappointed. I'm your host, Jeff Iafrate. That is my friend Booner. We got a full team in here.
Not the way.
It's all good. We got a full team in here. KG, Justin, Caleb, Czarnik.
I'll never be
and we got plenty more to get to. I think JB's trying to interrupt the show right now. JB Bickerstaff.
Is that JB talking about bringing effort?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear JB until next season, man.
Yeah, JB, your season's over, my friend.
Hey.
We'll get to you.
The next time I hear from JB Bickerstaff, not our JB Bickerstaff.
Yeah, not JB Smooth.
The next time I hear from JB Bickerstaff, it better be him apologizing to the Detroit fan base for how much effort they did not have last night.
Yeah.
And he should honestly step up and say, hey, hand up on me. I shouldn't have said what I said.
Yeah.
We brought no effort. I lied to the fan base. I think it's a pretty simple equation here in Detroit if you want to be a successful coach. One, don't lie to the fan base and just be straight honest, which you know who does that really well? Dan Campbell. And number two, just win. Win and don't lie to the fan base. That's it. Dude, if you're a coach, that's simple here in Detroit. That's it.
Yeah, and you know what, though? What Dan does, the comparison to JB is, remember Dan told the players that we might never get back here?
He's straight up.
He didn't say that to the media, though.
No, he did say that to the media.
He didn't say we'll never get back here.
He said it's hard to get back here. We might not get back here.
He didn't say that to the media.
In his post, yes, he did. In his post press conference after the NFC Championship game, he literally was
he
like,
probably talked about how hard it is to get there.
He
but
said
he was different with the
we
players.
don't know if we'll ever be back here.
But my point is, with the players, you say different things.
You do, but
like
you
JB,
still have to be real to the fan base. Like Dan Campbell stepped into the media after the NFC Championship game and telling the fan base, hey, we
Dan
might
Campbell's
not be back here.
Authentic when he says things.
That's the only thing I ask on coaches in Detroit. Obviously, we want to win, but dude, number two, just don't lie to the fans. It's so simple.
Yeah,
we just watched the other team out-effort you and outplay you for 48 minutes, and then you stepped to the podium and said, I love my team's effort. No, you didn't, JB. Yeah. No one in Detroit did. And if someone in the chat right now wants to say you loved the effort last night, I would go ahead. I'll read every single one in there.
The effort was terrible.
No one can say that.
That's where JB, you would have preferred him to be more honest and be like, no, I didn't like the effort tonight. We lost by 30 at home in a Game 7. It's one thing to lose. It's one thing to lose by 30 points.
And it was over as soon as it started, really.
Yeah.
Like, y'all never
that's
had
actually
a chance.
a good point. I mean, they never.
There was about 5 minutes where there was like 10-7, and then it just you
over.
had one lead. I looked at it was like the percentage of time led. You had 1%. They had 99. And the craziest part about the Pistons loss, your identity is literally being tough.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing you didn't do last night. That was it.
Yeah, they
that's
got
where
pushed around.
it gets really embarrassing.
That when the Pistons get outscored in the paint.
Non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable.
Does that not?
You can't hang your hat on something. You fail to do that, and you play bad offensively and defensively, and it's a recipe for disaster.
It really is. I wrote down too. I'm gonna find it.
They got out rebounded. I think the Cavs had more offensive rebounds, which
I
is what
believe
the
so,
Pistons
yeah.
like to pride themselves on. They got outscored in the paint. Those two things, bro. You're not. It's what you pride yourself on. You're not the 2018 Warriors. Okay, you got to do the gritty stuff, and you didn't do that. So anyway, I want to address that. We had Ozempic Jeff going around.
Yeah, we did.
I didn't know about this. Man.
Here's the thing. All right, I just want to address this. So the interview I was a part of with Brad Holmes and Lions Collective. Shout out Justin Rogers, Colin Pouncey, Will Birchfield. I'm just happy to be there. It's great. But then here we got some clips floating around, which are great, awesome. They got played on Neil's show. All right, Big D Energy, which was here 11-1. Spenny and the boys start talking about, I might have gotten thicker in my, my physical frame. Not the good, he's working out. It's like, this guy's he might have put on some weight. I'll say this.
Portly was the word.
There might have been some AI images circling around. We're in the AI times, okay? Maybe some slight edits, things I'm not aware of. I don't know what those images look like. It's easy to blame it on AI in today's world, so I'm blaming it on AI. Maybe
am I a bad teammate if I say, hey, some of those pictures and videos weren't great for you?
You mean the AI ones?
Might not have been AI. I don't want to be a bad teammate here. I mean, we came back to Woodward, and I'm just going to throw rumors out there.
Where can I find the picture of this?
It's got to be somewhere. It's got to be somewhere.
So here,
because I think the people need to see.
Oh, someone in the chat here, Rakes, shout out too. He said Jeff got stung by a bee. That's why he looks swollen.
That's a good point.
So maybe Allen Park has a lot of bees. So when you were there,
I've been eating, bulking up. I have been working out a lot, trying to get a little. Because here's the thing: when I first started at Woodward, I was probably $150, $160. I was a very skinny individual.
I would have destroyed you.
Yeah. Now
I would have destroyed.
But now when you work out, you got to put on a little more weight. So yeah, to answer the question, you know what? I'm not on Ozempic. No. I am bigger than I was when I
Jeff got bigger. I got
but
a little
it's for
smaller.
a good reason. I'm
since
trying
we've left.
I'm just getting a little. I'm stocking up a little bit. Maybe the Lions need like an undrafted, maybe like a fullback, someone they could bring in the training camp. Okay. I could be like a fullback for him, bulking up a little bit.
All right.
Can't be a fullback at 160. I got to be like 200 pounds. That's where I'm at right now. So as long as I'm around there, I'm good. So no Ozempic.
I honestly, dude, I'll be real with you. I think you look pretty fat.
Damn.
I'm
joking.
I'm joking. I was a joke, man. Come on.
Stand up for the Husky brothers.
Yeah, I'm just joking, man. Hey, you're right here with me. Come on, dude. Now we're looking the same now these days.
We are not looking the same.
Yeah,
that is
do you want to go side?
That is where
you want to stand side by side?
I'm gonna have to go at my friend.
Do you want to stand side by side? We can play this game.
Are we really doing weight comparisons?
We could do weight comparisons to start the show.
No, we're not doing that.
I could get a scale.
Oh wait, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I'm out. I might be out on this one.
We'll have a weigh-in.
Once the scale comes into play, I'm out.
The Ozempic rumors, I had to address those. So shout out Neil. It's all AI. But anyway, let's get to the Detroit Lions schedule because before we got to go to break in like 10 minutes. But I just want to talk about the schedule because we haven't been able to do that. Okay, Lions schedule's on the screen. Appreciate you, KG.
Gotcha.
And we're gonna go game by game. We'll go around the room and we'll give our predictions for the Detroit Lions because the schedule is point blank easy. Okay, on paper, it just is. Now, things can change. Teams can look better than they do now as the season gets going. But I'm looking at the schedule, boys. Before that bye week is lunch.
She looks beautiful.
Buffalo, obviously, Buffalo's a great test. It's Thursday Night Football in Buffalo's new stadium. But it's like...
Other than that,
I'm not trying
to
be...
If you lose more than 2 games,
barbecue chicken, bro.
You're in trouble.
You're a fraud if you lose more than 2 games.
In that, before the bye.
I genuinely, and I mean this with like full heart, I think there's a chance they go 5-0 to start. Like, if you can somehow upset Buffalo in Buffalo, I know it's the new stadium. Yeah. It's going to be tough. But if you somehow get that and you're out, you're going into week 3 or 2-0. This might be like 2 years ago when you're looking at like a 15-2 record.
Oh, stop it.
I'm being serious. Dude,
stop it,
schedule season.
If you go into the bye week 5-0,
week 6, we're gonna have injuries. Relax.
We are, but if you go into the bye week 5-0, man, you're setting yourself up for success. You really are.
I hear you.
I hear you.
Go on. What were you gonna say?
I think that yes, the front half is easy as hell. If they spaced out some of these big games. Like, the divisional games in this back half are crazy. Like, you're looking at a run, like, that's 4 straight borderline playoff teams right there, like, to end your season. Other than that, the schedule's cake. Like, I'm on the same vibe as Booner, where we're looking at a high number. Like, I said 12-5 initially, but I don't think I was being, like, realistic enough because this schedule really is caked up.
I have my losses. We can go through game by game.
I have mine too. Do you want to do that after our next break?
Yeah, because I do. I think this is setting the Lions up on paper to be able to go worst to first. I think this is the type of schedule.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you want me to say this? I think without a doubt, I'll put everything I have. They're going to win the division with this schedule.
I mean, it's the last place schedule.
You see the Bears schedule, by the way?
There's no way they don't win the division.
That Bears schedule is brutal. The first, 6 games.
Yeah.
The only
it's crazy.
The only pushback I have with winning the division, if I had to do if someone's like gun to head Booner, like you have to give some sort of pushback with the division. Those last 2 games, the fact that you have to go in January to Chicago and Green Bay both in January.
Yeah.
Those are games you wish are always like last year you played Green Bay week 1 or 2. Like that's where you wish that those games were September, October, November, because once you get December and January, especially January in Chicago and Green Bay, to where let's say somehow Chicago, they have a tough schedule, but somehow they stick around and they're 1 game out, you have to go play them in Chicago in January. Like they're going to obviously be more prepared than you are because they play in the cold consistently.
Yeah.
And then you got to turn around and go right to Green Bay. Like, dude, that's a recipe for a disaster, if you're being honest.
With how our rosters looked in the last couple years, though, I feel like I'd rather play Chicago on the road than Green Bay if we're nitpicking here, because of the stylistically, I like the matchup we have against Chicago on the offensive side of the ball versus their defensive line. We proved that we can run the ball against them and not nullify to an extent Jared Goff in the cold.
Yeah, I think there's a couple just, I guess, sections of the schedule I look at. The last you brought it up. On the road, those 2 last games, you got the Giants game, which honestly the Giants, they're going to be much better than
they're going to be really good. I like the fact, though, it's at home.
Yeah.
That's a good
and you know what? The Lions, people need to talk about more. Lions are really good in prime time.
They are.
Like, they're probably the best team in the NFL in prime time.
Yeah, and they don't. I mean, like the Carolina game, that's one game. Like, I'll say this about Carolina: like, the Lions should win that game, but
it's gonna be scrappy.
They spent a lot of money, dude. They brought in Jalen Phillips, Devin Lloyd on defense. They have a good collection of talent over there.
Yeah.
I know they drafted Monroe. He's probably
Jonathan
not
Brooks
help.
is gonna be back to spearhead their backfield.
So, I mean, that game could be a little sneaky one. I know it's like prime time, but that could be maybe you're kind of looking ahead. I know the Lions don't really do that, but Carolina's always kind of been impressive to me.
Yeah, that defense, they did build out that defense very well.
I know we're joking about the start, but that Carolina game is going to be really interesting. But looking at these primetime games, you have Carolina, you have Buffalo. I guess you're playing New England and Germany, but Minnesota, New York. I mean, they don't. By the way, I'll say this: in our work life, I don't mind as many those 8 p.m. games, boys.
Yeah.
They get tough after you get a post game done. It's like 2 a.m.
I'm so happy we got a slew of 1 o'clocks. Look at that.
I know.
Games,
See, people
man.
won't get that because it's like people know you do the game, you do the post game. By the time you take everything down and go, it's like 2 a.m.
Yeah, it's brutal.
You know what the best part of
Imagine
this
driving
schedule?
back to school after that. That's what I did for the last 2 years.
Yeah, man.
If we be getting done at 8 p.m. or getting me done at 2 a.m. and I'd be like, all right, well, guess I'm going to drive back to school.
You're going all night. You're up all night. The one thing I like about no Christmas. Last year.
I know. I
for
saw
us,
that and
when
I
we
was
worked,
like, oh.
I didn't have a Thanksgiving or Christmas last year. I don't want it to be like boo-hoo the boys, but, dude, having a Christmas back is incredible.
How do people – I want to know how fans, like people in the chat feel about that. Like, is there – I know how I feel. I know how we feel. But, like, if just a fan, do you enjoy watching Christmas?
Christmas is excessive for us.
You think so?
I think. But I think they love it. I mean, they're already sitting at home doing nothing. Like, I see the appeal for a common fan.
Yeah, I could see, like, I used to enjoy Christmas games, NBA games. I used to love it.
But I don't like the fact that the NFL is taking over that because I do love the NFL more, but I do enjoy being able to watch the NBA. But then when you go, like, if last year had the Christmas game, family has football on it. I love football, but I'm just so used to, like, that Thanksgiving is football.
Yes.
Christmas is NBA.
Hey, change
like,
that
I want to
shit.
open.
NFL's here now.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yep.
It's insane. It really is. I wonder how many Netflix games the Lions are going to have. Because Netflix is taking over a little bit.
Yeah, true.
They're taking over.
Netflix is really coming after everything, man. They have, I mean, they're stealing fights from Dana White. Netflix is having games now. They're doing a lot of stuff. I'll tell you what, we'll go to break. When we get back, we'll get into game by game. We'll go around the room. You guys play along with us. It's the record prediction game. And I know the Ozempic comments and the Chunky Jeff comments got me feeling a type of way. I might need to go talk to somebody, all right? And the perfect people to do that is Pure Psychiatry. We talk about sports every day, wins, losses, pressure, expectations. But real life, that's not always easy. I know the stigma. We're men. Okay, we handle our own issues internally. But at Woodward Sports, you're never alone. And neither is your mental health journey. Pure Psychiatry provides personalized psychiatric care designed specifically for you, not some cookie-cutter plan. With 16 locations in Michigan and 2 in Ohio, they make getting help accessible and comfortable. If you've been thinking about taking that first step, please visit PurePsychMichigan.com. PurePsychMI.com. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith.
New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
All right, stop everything for a second, people. Stop everything, because Gold Crown just went completely overboard in the best way possible. They just dropped the new Royal Jesters, and these are not your average pre-rolls. We're talking 1.5 grams each, and they are quad infused, keef coated, live resin infused, THCA, diamonds, and terpenes all packed into one. That's 4 layers of, yeah, you're good after this. These aren't your hit it twice and pass it around pre-rolls. These are your, why am I analyzing the game, Booner, like a coach right now? Coach Booner pre-rolls. Michigan made, top tier, no shortcuts. Next time you hit the dispo, don't think, just ask for Royal Jesters, because if you're going to smoke, smoke like royalty.
We're back. Crunch time on Woodward Sports Network. Jeff Iafrate, your host, alongside me, Booner. We got KG, we got Justin, we got Caleb. On a Monday, going into the second hour of the show, the show's flying by. I mean, we're having a great time.
Yeah,
it's a
for
debut.
sure, man.
We appreciate every single one of you tuning in, hanging out with us on day one. It's the first of many, 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 many shows. So if you can, do me a favor, hit the like button. It's free. It takes a second, and it pushes us out in the algorithm. I want to get to the schedule.
And it has a cool animation.
And there's a cool animation. All right, and keep the super chats coming. I know we got some. We'll get to it at some point towards the end of the show. I want to make sure we read every single super chat donated today. Let's get to the schedule. So, as you can see, they open up the season September 13th against the New Orleans Saints.
Auto dub.
Yeah, I would say, if anyone says loss at all.
Wow.
Tyler Shuck, though.
Yeah.
Can we give the guy some respect? That was my favorite quarterback last year coming out of the draft, Tyler Shuck.
Really? I respect. I
love Tyler Shuck.
I respect the game. Then that's a pull.
We were at the combine. We were sitting there, and I was at breakfast in our hotel lobby, and I was sitting right next to Tyler Shuck and his girlfriend. And ever since then, I go, you know, I'm a Tyler Shuck guy.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, we're not. He's not lying. He was glazing Tyler Shuck. So
I stayed at the combine. I was like one of the last people in the stadium that was watching Tyler Shuck throw.
That was the
Jeff
same time I was
confirmed,
going
went
after
home.
Shedeur, by the way.
Yeah, and he thought Shedeur. I was like, Shedeur should be throwing right now. He's getting passed up by Tyler Shuck. He went home. He even went home. He said he's going back to the hotel room and said, I'm not watching Tyler Shuck.
Is it pronounced Shuck? Like
Shuck, yep.
Okay. I mean, he's a gamer, you know, brings a hard hat, lunch pail.
Hey.
He's scrappy.
That's exactly what I was going to say about this game. Scrappy game.
Yeah,
I think
Lions
that we're
win.
going to roll them, though. They don't have the talent.
And it's at home. Stop it.
So we all got one on the schedule. Lions open the season 1-0. By the way, the first two games, no one really I mean, I shouldn't say no one talks about it, but people don't understand how important week 1 is. You got to go 1-0. I don't care who they play.
That's a fact.
Because you know those stats come out. If a team's 0-2
Yeah.
or facing 0-2, the chance of making the playoffs.
If they start 0-2, I'm panicking.
So you got to start. You can't
Even
start
with the cupcake stretch after?
Dude,
No,
those
you can't start 0-2, bro.
stats, man, when they say you start 0-2,
It's like a scary number.
you have like a 5% chance of like winning a Super Bowl.
Right.
I know.
We'll forgive you for Josh Allen in week 2 because that's just like, come on.
But you got to. I agree. You got to beat Tyler Shuck in week 1, though.
Yep. And then they move on to Buffalo. Thursday night football.
I've got bad news for you guys.
Rotisserie chicken for the Lions.
That's my first loss.
Short week, 8:15 game in their new stadium. I have it as a loss too. I do.
Justin,
served on the platter for the NFL audience.
That's my loss. I don't think there's a world. I don't know. The new stadium. That's their opening week. There's just no way you win that game.
I'm with you guys. I think that's a baked-in loss, dude. And I think, you know, we know how the NFL plays it, dude. This is going to be another game where the fans come post-game bitching about the refs, dude.
Bro,
I'm calling I called it today. So when we're sitting on that watch party in 4 or 5 months, just remember this is going to be a ref show.
Bro,
It's something about that the Bills.
The Bills.
They just always have the lines.
And also, we didn't do anything to fix the outside zones. Like, that was the worst part of our defense last year. Yep. We were letting Jalen Warren just walk through our defense.
James Cook
is
about to.
I mean, that was 2 years ago, but even then, that defense was better, and they were still running through it. So I think this is an L.
This is the game where we question our linebacking core.
Yes, I agree.
I was going to say, I think this is a game where you're going to find out right away what this defense is about.
Yes, sir.
Did Kelvin Shepard learn anything? Because Kelvin Shepard kept saying, hey, from year 1 to year 2, like this offseason, there's a lot of things that I need to fix, that I need to get better. Okay, Kelvin,
here we go.
This is the one right away, week 2. Did you figure it out?
Who did they add at wideout?
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore, yeah.
Which lines are familiar with
Man, they
Chicago.
the king of the number 2 receiver over there.
They
always sign a number 2 receiver as a number 1.
Hey, shout out Khalil Shakir, though. I like Khalil Shakir.
He's all right.
He's a number 2, but,
but
he's a dude, man.
Yeah,
they got DJ Moore for pennies on the dollar, so.
Yeah.
So everyone in line 1-1.
1-1 right now.
That's 1-1. That's one of my losses I've written. I'm curious if we align on some of these.
AG and the Jets coming in.
And let's go through these next 3. So I just want to see if anyone would disagree. So I have win against the Jets.
Yep.
Okay. AG,
I think they beat them by 20.
That ass. Geno Smith.
Not concerned. Don't care.
He's got his moments though.
Oh, y'all writing them off
and
again?
against the, and especially against the Lions.
That's what I'm saying. Against the Lions.
You know what happened last time you wrote him off? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna write him off again.
I will agree. I think they beat the Jets.
Sorry, AG.
I do. Yeah, I do.
By 20, by the way.
Yeah, it should be 2 touchdowns at least.
Then they take on Carolina Sunday Night Football, which I have
on the road.
This has to be a win.
As a win.
The issue I run into, if you lose to the Bills and then 2 weeks later you lose to the Panthers, at that point I'm going to look at them and say, hey, you guys might not be Super Bowl level or caliber.
There's going to be a shootout, though.
It will be, yeah.
There's going to be a shootout.
But as a Super Bowl caliber team, I think those are 2 of the best teams you play in the first 4 or 5 weeks. You can't drop both.
Yeah, I agree.
They almost beat the Eagles, that Panthers team. Remember Xavier Legette dropped the ball?
Yeah.
Could have been a touchdown.
He is a scrub, man. I thought he was going to be good when he came in.
We know somebody that did as well. Shout out Lucas, man.
Shout out, man. My
Xavier
boy
Legette was his guy, man. Let's go Carolina. So, Arizona.
Win.
I have at 3-1.
Drew Petzing coming home.
Everyone's at 3-1, and then we got Drew Petzing revenge.
Drew Petzing homecoming, baby.
Yep.
That head gonna be shiny that day.
Oh, he's gonna be
extra wax.
That's gonna be one of those games where you see all those like trick plays and stuff. He's gonna do everything he can to run the score up. Everything he can.
Yeah.
Jameer Gibbs' legacy game right here.
Yeah, I agree. I think what is that? That puts him at 4-1 going into the bye.
Yep. I'm sitting at 4-1 right now.
I mean, I think that could be very well first in the NFC North. So, I mean, you get the bye week. How do you guys feel about the bye week, by the way?
I hate it.
I'll
always hate early bye weeks. Why can't we ever get a week 11 bye week?
The Panthers have a week 5 bye week. I think there needs to be an NFL rule in the next, whatever the Players Association, whatever the meeting that they have and they do the agreement. They need to put in there, hey, we can't have a bye week before like week 8.
Right.
There should be no reason you're having a bye week at week 5, week 6, 7, whatever it is. It should be like week 8 to like week 14, and that's it. Yep. And if there's less football games in that time, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Because that means your team's going to be more healthy and there's more competition.
The product
is
better.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would rather see less in those weeks than have a bad product down the stretch.
Yeah, last time the Lions had a bye week that early, Hutch got injured the very next game.
The Cowboys game.
Yep. That bye was week 5 that year.
That's brutal.
No, they come out the bye week. They get some rest. They got their first NFC North matchup. They got the Packers, which, by the way, Drew Petzing, Jonathan Gannon, former little OC head coach. Now they're going to be facing off OC versus DC. But this is the first NFC North matchup. It's at home. You got Green Bay Sunday, 4:25 game. How do you guys feel?
Get him out of here. No, Micah, get him out of here.
Oh yeah, Micah's out. When does he return? He'll be back for the last
October?
game.
I guess I don't know. This might be like Micah watch, like maybe towards like the next couple weeks. He is a freak. He might come back.
KG, Micah plays. What do you think?
Get him out of here.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I have the Green Bay Packers at home as a win as well. I don't think you lose. Listen, I'm down on the Green Bay Packers. I think they finished last in the division. I don't think they're set up that good.
I'm watching the Vikings.
Vikings,
I'm not scared of them, but keep an eye on them. Though.
But I think that Green Bay Packers team might be the worst right now in this division. I don't like Jordan Love too. Most inconsistent quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing else.
They're
to
so
say
volatile. Like they literally could be the best team in the NFC North one day, and then the next day they lose to some shitters.
What's crazy, too, like NFL Power Rankings came out the last few weeks, like NFL.com and ESPN, and they had the Packers above the Lions.
Of course they did.
The Lions got better. Like, their offensive line improved. Defensively, you can argue the loss of Alex Anzalone, a couple guys. Yeah, you can argue maybe not, and some injuries. The Green Bay Packers literally did nothing but lose players this offseason.
Yeah.
They did nothing. They added my guy, household name. Remember?
Zaire Franklin.
Zaire Franklin.
Yeah,
But that's the only ad that they did. That was it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
You haven't said win or loss, so it makes me feel you have a loss.
No,
there.
I'll be.
You've just been
real.
listening.
I have a win here. I have a win. It's a first NFC North game. I think they have to win this one. Set the tone.
When we look at Week 7, how skinny do you think you're going to be off the Ozempic?
Oh,
I think I might have like. This might be different.
Rib cage.
This might be like, rib cage. This might be like prime Michael Phelps figure. You know what I mean? Like swim. Like I could be like a Olympic swimmer type of look.
Oh,
you know
here we
what I mean?
go. Here we go.
That's what I think. That's what the Ozempic. By the way, we need it. Maybe we'll get an Ozempic sponsor. Who knows?
All right.
We're making moves here at Woodward Sports, so you're gonna want to follow.
I'll try.
I have.
if they need me
So
to.
we all have 5-1.
I have
5-1. Yeah,
We'll
that's a
roll-
great start, by the way.
Oh man, amazing.
We'll roll 5-1. Here's the interesting thing. Now they got Minnesota, the team that you guys are. And by the way, I said Minnesota missed the playoffs last year. People did call me crazy. I don't know if it might be egregious for me to do this. I might run that back.
Yeah.
I'm not buying into the Kyler Murray hype. I'm going to be real. I know people are. I watched him be a quarterback who is incredibly inconsistent. Like he can't. And by the way, for a team that has so many good receivers, guess what he struggles with? Spreading the ball and finding guys.
That is true.
So I'm just curious how that works. I know Kevin O'Connell's a great coach.
He's never had a Kyler Murray style
Not
quarterback.
worried about Kyler. I'm worried about KOC.
That's
yeah.
fair.
The
Yeah,
thing
that's
too with
fair.
Kyler
And Brian Flores.
And I think people don't give Sam Darnold enough credit. Like I know with Sam Darnold, he turn into a pumpkin. I get that. He can find guys. I mean,
he just won a fucking Super Bowl.
And he has a mobile quarterback
at the time with Minnesota. Like, bro, he found.
He can move.
I feel like he has a quarterback more suited to his offense. He's always wanted a mobile style of quarterback.
True.
Now you got one with a rocket arm. Like, say what you want. You got worse receivers than Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson to throw to.
And
Like,
they just added Juwan Jennings.
Yeah,
from the
Juwan.
49ers.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
They just got
More
Juwan
mouths to
Jennings.
feed.
The only issue with Kyler Murray I have is, and it's been, I think, his issue his whole career, he holds on to the ball forever.
No, absolutely.
And when you have receivers like that, you got to get them the ball. And
But what targets has he ever had, though?
I guess Trey McBride, Trey
Hopkins.
McBride was good. He had Marvin Harrison,
DeAndre
Hopkins. So he's had some, but some
He
of
had
those
prime
guys,
DeAndre Hopkins.
there's been guys that I think with Kyler Murray have been like, man, like, give me the rock.
Yeah.
Give it to me, man. And because he scrambles a lot. He does. He's different than like a Jalen Hurts or a Josh Allen or like those guys. They'll move with a purpose. Sometimes Kyler he likes to roam a little bit. Remember when the Lions played him? He was just like running in circles, and then we beat him, and it was easy enough to do it.
I'm also worried about Brian Flores in terms of our offensive line and all that youth. He's going to kind of exploit that.
I'll say this. I just want to throw this out there. The Minnesota Vikings do have the Lions sometimes. Like they know how to beat the Lions, so I have this as a loss at home. I think you can't go undefeated in the NFC North. Like that would be incredible if you did, but you just can't. It's hard to do. And I think if I looked at a team that typically plays the Lions very well, whether I like their roster or not, whether they make the playoffs or not, I think the Minnesota Vikings is a team that always comes into Ford Field and they play you tough. And I think that's the loss. That's what I have. One of my losses is versus the Minnesota Vikings at Ford Field, by the way.
Yeah, I do as well.
You have them as a loss?
Yeah.
So do I.
There we go.
I could say what I say about the Vikings, but it just feels like I think KG his point is the main point. Something about that, just that Brian Flores thing, man. He's just like he's gonna find a way.
They had the Lions
He's
number
gonna
a
find
little
a way
bit.
to at least keep the Vikings in the game.
But the Lions' offense will prevail in this game. I got a dub, man.
There
You got to win.
got a dub.
The offense over Brian Flores.
Yes.
I love that.
So we'll keep it pushing. We'll do one more. We'll go to break. We'll finish the second half here. Miami.
Win.
Auto dub.
Win. Miami's the worst football team
Your
in the
boy,
NFL.
Caden Proctor. He's the franchise.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Come on, man.
I forgot they drafted him.
And they drafted
He
up
needs
for him,
Ozempic.
too. They drafted
Caden
a
Proctor
lot. He
needs
does.
Ozempic.
Caden Proctor needs to get an Ozempic sponsorship.
Bro, he
tonight.
already cut like 50 pounds.
Yeah, he
he
needs to
50
keep
more.
cutting.
Yeah.
I think, man.
I want him 278.
He needs to keep cutting, man.
Like, come on, man.
They did, I think,
playing
confirm
guard
he's
for a
playing
reason.
guard. Yeah, like, and I will say, I think Miami Dolphins had a nice draft. Like, that's going to be an interesting. They're going to be bad this year. I think they might be the worst team in football because they're so young. But they went out and drafted some dudes. You don't like that?
Yeah,
They did.
Their Penei Sewell pick was a guard. who has weight issues and issues trying in a football game.
Hold on.
That's their Penei
That's
Sewell
what I'm
pick.
worried
They got-
franchise.
That's
like,
fair.
Hey,
They got
Josh,
Jacob Rodriguez, in my
That's
opinion,
a
the
good
best
pick.
off-ball
Good pick.
linebacker
Good
in that draft.
Yeah.
They got Caleb Douglas. Well, if you want to think he's good or not, Caleb Douglas at Texas Tech was very good. He's going to be good in the NFL. Will Kazmarek from Ohio State, whatever. Chris Bell, wide receiver, Louisville. You're a college football guy. Like
He's a dog.
He would have been a first-round pick
Yeah,
if he didn't get hurt
if
last
he
year.
didn't get hurt, he was
so
gonna be a first-round
they
pick.
got two, in my opinion,
Bro, watch
really
his
good
highlights
receivers.
with fucking Shuck, dude. Shuck is literally slinging that
Yes,
thing to him.
and
That's-
they got
that's
your
EQ,
guy
dude.
Kyle Lewis, linebacker out of Pitt. Michael Taft, safety out of Texas, All-American.
Kyle Lewis was a
honestly, they
steal.
took half the draft. I mean,
Right,
a
for
couple of these guys got to hit. I mean, they took so many
I'm
drafts.
saying, dude, they have a squad.
We'll get to the second half of the schedule when we come back. We'll go through it. We'll talk about our losses.
And we'll get to your super chats.
And we'll get to the super chats, like Justin said. But first, I got to tell you about our friends at Mad Packs. Let's get to it.
Mad Packs.
Let me tell you about our friends over at Mad Packs. All right, Mad Packs fans. Let me move this so we can get this in the shot here. If you're looking to elevate your rotation, listen up. You already know about the high, low, and boom chakalaka, but Mad Packs has something fresh for the new year. I love Spenny's videos, by the way. That guy's the goat,
Mad Pack Minute, shut up.
Enjoy your vacation, Spenny. Look out for Mad Pack extracts and Blizzard packs, the perfect things to get you through a Michigan winter. Stay tuned with Woodward Sports Network for all the latest updates.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Justin Satawa here, and I mean, I'm a pizza lover. Who better than me to tell you about the best Detroit-style pizza since 1946?
Say what?
Make sure you tap in with Buddy's Pizza. They're celebrating 80 years, and when you're looking at your next catering event, I mean, it's graduation season. You might be, I was about to say Pistons watch party, but that's over, sadly. However, there's plenty of things to tap into, like the Tigers every single day. So when you need to make your day better from the Tigers games, use code Woodward20 to get 20% off $200 orders. Visit buddiespizza.com to view their complete menu and order today.
We're back. It's crunch time here on the Woodward Sports Network. I'm your host, Jeff Iafrate. Alongside me, I got my co-host, Booner. We got KG. We got Justin. We got Caleb Czarnik. The whole team's here. We're closing out the show. About 17 minutes left. We got to talk schedule. And we got to also talk about the contender status of the Detroit Lions and how we feel about that. Right now, where are we at, fellas, record-wise? We're through the first 8, 9 weeks?
Yeah, I'm sitting at 6-2 right now. Detroit Lions 6-2.
KG's at 7-1.
I'm at 7-1.
7-1.
So yeah, I got 2 losses as well. I have the Vikings and the Buffalo Bills here. So we'll keep it pushing. All right.
See, and for me, before you keep going,
Yep.
I just think you are not like the NFL is the NFL. A loss is going to catch you at some point.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
back-to-back divisional games, I don't know which particular game it's going to come in. I do think we're going to beat the Pack, and I think the more likely loss is Minnesota. But I could see them lose to the Pack as well.
Yeah, I think people need to understand these games sneak up on you. Last year, the Steelers was a win.
Yeah.
They whooped that ass. So
Giants,
the Giants
was a win,
almost
and they
beat us
almost
with James
lost.
it
Winston.
happens. It's the NFL, man. So it makes this league so great. It's always a one-score game for
Yep.
the most part. I mean, you have blowouts, but
Barely.
That's what makes the NFL great. All right, we'll keep it pushing. New England in Germany, 9:30.
This is going to be I think this is going to be a massive one, but I'm going to say this. I think the Lions are going to get up for an international game, especially being in Amon-Ra's kind of home country in Germany. I think the Lions beat the Patriots. And I honestly, I think the Patriots right now, with the whole Mike Vrabel stuff, I don't know what they're going to – I don't know if that's going to be one of those teams where they just went to a Super Bowl, maybe a little bit of a drop-off in 2026. I don't think it's going to be a major one, but I think the Bills end up winning that division, and the Pats drop a couple this year. I think the Lions beat the Patriots.
I got a loss.
Yeah, come on, KG.
I got a loss. Listen, I know we got Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and all the German vibes. I get it, but I just feel like it's gonna be one of them games. The travel gonna catch up with you a little bit, and I think it's a sneaky dub for the New England Patriots. That defense is still really good, and you gotta go to an international game, and this is right around that stretch where you're gonna have 3 games in 11 days. So this is coming to the brutal part of the schedule. I think you lose.
Mike Vrabel's no longer the head coach, if that's the scenario.
You think so?
If he's not, do they still win this game?
Keep throwing this out there.
Yeah, right.
I think eventually.
Vrabel ain't going nowhere,
dude.
bro.
There's
no way.
And you know this.
His owner, he don't
my
care.
favorite head coach in the NFL is Mike Vrabel. You know this, but I don't know if more things keep coming out. Like if the baby is his, there might have to be a resignation.
That was turned into Jerry. They
should honestly, in the press conference room and in whatever stadium they have, they keep changing the name of their stadium. They should just in the press conference room have Jerry come in and just, hey, let's roll this. Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel, step up. We're live on our YouTube. Let's roll.
Man,
let's end this now.
Strong, man.
Those Jerry Springer clips, man. They're 101. those clips are great. I mean, maybe you need a Jerry situation. You know.
They need to figure something out. But listen, either way, I think they win this game. Lions win.
I have them winning too. And the reason why, I think that there's something about the Germany thing. Like, whenever the Lions there's like a must. I shouldn't say that because they didn't win a must-win game against some other teams. But it feels like in this environment in Germany, like they know how much this game's going to mean. They're facing also a team that was in the Super Bowl last year. I think there's just going to be so much motivation to kind of prove, like, hey, we can beat the Patriots.
True, but
I think they do. I think they beat the Patriots. I have them losing. Don't worry, we're going to get to my record.
Yeah.
But this is one of those games I just see them get. It's a statement game for them.
That's what it feels like.
When have you ever seen good offense in overseas games, though? That's my.
Well, you know when you're going to. What date is that?
November
15th, 2026, Sunday at 9:30 a.m. You're going to see it for the first time
ever.
ever.
We're going to wake up and be mad that morning.
Jameer Gibbs is going to run for like 250.
No, not Jameer Gibbs. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Come on, he's going for 150, 3 tugs.
All right, it sounds good.
Legacy game. And you're going to see fireworks at 9:30 in the morning.
The only
pregame show 7 in the morning. See you there.
By the way, like Jerry Springer died.
Yeah,
Jerry Springer's dead.
He's been dead for
like
3 or 4 years.
No way.
Yeah.
So we can't bring him back for a reunion.
No, you cannot.
I had no. We got to get Steve then.
Yeah. Shout out Steve.
Steve Harvey?
I don't trust.
Honestly, that's
you
not
talking
me.
about Steve Harvey.
I guess Jerry Springer is one of those guys you just think lives forever, I guess.
Yeah, there's a couple of those guys. I found out this last year there's a lot of old people who died.
He's been dead a couple years now.
Is Bill Nye dead?
Yeah.
Bill Nye's dead?
No way.
There's no way. Bill Nye's
been dead.
We got to fact check.
Bill Nye is dead?
He's been dead for years, bro.
No way Bill Nye is dead.
I ain't seen him. If he,
I ain't seen him. Is a crazy.
He's not
Bill
dead.
Nye is alive. Confirmed.
All
Bill
right, my
Nye
bad.
is
I
alive.
killed Bill Nye. I'm sorry.
Bro, what the
killed Bill Nye.
Bill.
What's going on with this world, man? Jerry Springer.
Oh man, hey, rest in peace, Jerry Springer, man.
Putting filth on Bill Nye's name. That's crazy.
I'm sorry, man. I used to rock with Bill, man.
Yeah, but hey, back in elementary school days, Bill Nye was the man.
Man,
dude.
what?
Come on.
They pulled the VCR TV out.
Oh, it was the best day of all time. Everyone's saying Bill Nye's not dead.
I watched it on a whiteboard.
Sorry, Bill Nye. We didn't mean
My
to do
bad.
that
I tried
to
to kill a white
man.
I'm sorry.
Bill Nye. It's ridiculous. All right, let's go through these games. Tampa Bay. You got Sunday, 1:00 game. How do we feel?
I'm going to start here. That's a loss.
I have a loss too.
I have a loss in Tampa, and I don't think it's because I don't think it's anything to do with Tampa as a team. I think Tampa just has a good team. I think they're going to be decent. I just think post Germany, I just feel like, I know you have 7 days. I just feel like the hangover there is going to be a little tough, and I just think that's most NFL teams post. I don't know what the record is, but
yeah,
I would think when you're coming back from Germany, an international game, it's a little harder to get up for, especially if you win it. If you just beat the Patriots, one of the best teams in the NFL, and then you come back home and you have the Bucs. And the Bucs, at the end of the day, we've had our battles with them the last few years, and they've gotten us a couple times. And I do think this Tampa Bay Bucs team's a good good ball club. So if you get caught slipping, I think they end up losing this game.
I think they're also looking ahead.
They could be a look-ahead game, Chicago.
Especially with the pressure on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
they haven't been successful there. And you welcome in the Bears for the first time of the year. It's going to be a critical game in the division. Assuming at that point, because I know Chicago is a rough initial schedule, but they do kind of level out in the middle where our schedule gets tough again, and then they pick up in the back half as well. But I think this can be a critical game.
Do you guys remember the look ahead last year before the Thanksgiving game?
Yeah.
That was the Giants, I believe.
Yeah.
And you almost lost to the Giants. You went to OT with them. And then, everyone was talking about that Thanksgiving game. Remember, there was that conversation on Sunday where they were like, hey, the Giants, you were, 15-point favorites.
Yeah.
And there was actually in press conferences, they're asking Dan Campbell, hey, are you guys looking to that Thursday game, how big this game is, and, the Chicago Bears coming in? And he was like, no, we're not. And then they almost got caught up.
They did.
Versus the Giants. And they went to OT. They should have lost that game, actually.
Man,
so that's a great point.
Derek Barnes still on that highlight reel.
Yeah, I got an L2 for this game as well. I think the look ahead, especially if they're cruising at this point, what do we have with two losses going into Tampa? So I think that you're at this point, you're definitely looking ahead at a divisional game. You're looking because you know how this team gets. They do kind of care about, I know how we say all business, but they do care about we are trying to go back to dominating the division and putting a chokehold on this division like they had it when they were running the table 6-0 in the division. So there's going to be that emphasis put back on these divisional games, and I think that's going to cause this one to slip through the cracks, especially coming back from Europe. This is a tough spot, and you're going to see some regression in this 3 games and 12-day span. It's just too much on an NFL team, especially with the Euro travel. I do think that it's an L to Tampa.
I'm confused about this game every time I see it because, I get it, but Tampa has lost a lot. You don't have Mike Evans anymore. How long is the Baker show going to continue to just operate over there? And what is usually wrong with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by week 11? It's injuries. They're always banged up.
Yeah, they have the same problem.
Every single year they are banged up, and it always limits them. But with that being said, the Lions are going to lose here. It's going to look sloppy, and then we'll be asking, okay, you've lost back-to-back games. What the hell is going on here? But I got a loss.
Well, let's go to break. We'll come back. We'll finish out the show. How about that?
Let's do it. Shout out Bray, by the way. Just came in.
Shout out.
Can someone tell us about our friends over at Jars?
Somebody.
That's Jungle Juice. It's you, Booner.
Get it together, Boone.
I got nothing over here.
All right, well.
Stop, Boone.
Let me tell you about Jungle Juice. Jungle Juice
go, Justin.
is
take initiative.
Let's go, Justin.
I got you. I just gotta find the read so I can switch the camera. Little on the fly here.
Technical difficulties.
Oh my, where's my?
It wouldn't be a debut show if we didn't have technical difficulties.
It wouldn't be. All right, Justin Satawa here for Jungle Juice at Jars.
Hey,
Make
Caleb.
sure you tap into them. Their new 2-gram XL pods are leak-free. They hit smooth, and they have tons of different flavors. My favorite is the Rainbow Zittles, and you can tap in with them. They're at almost every dispensary in the great state of Michigan. And make sure you follow them on Instagram at GetJungleJuice. And, what can you say? When you need a little easy action, make sure you have the cart on lock and hit up Jungle Juice.
I hate to tell you, energy drinks, but you're about to be crushed. Thrive nootropic energy pouches are here to change the game by delivering steady, focused performance in a clean white pouch for a fraction of the cost. And unlike other brands, Thrive comes from an American company that's been leading the way for over 30 years. So stop drinking gut rot energy drinks and why don't you thrive for a change? It's just better.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith.
New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
let me tell the good folks about Water Hazard. And listen, we absolutely love these things. I know Spinny always famously says they taste like Baja Blast. He ain't lying, man. Baja Blast with a little bit of alcohol, but it's best served over ice with a slice of lemon, preferably. It's vodka-based cocktail at 5% ABV. Don't get too crazy. That add up, man. But they are citrusy, refreshing, and gluten-free. It's also the very first canned vodka cocktail from Founders. It's perfect between innings or even between rounds. So next time you're out, get in the drink with Water Hazard. And please, y'all, drink responsibly.
Man, those Water Hazards, by the way.
The best drinks of all time.
Good as hell.
Absolutely. They're so.
That 5% stacks.
When you said Baja Blast, we were on the watch party. Me and Jeff and Caleb were sitting back there drinking them. And that we were like trying to figure out what does this taste like. And I think it was either Caleb or Jeff was like, tastes like a Mountain Dew. Like, this is incredible.
Yeah, it's the first thing I thought of. These things are, they're different. So shout out to them. But we're back. It's Crunch Time on Woodward Sports Network. I'm your host, Jeff Iafrate. It's my co-host, Booner. We got KG, Justin, Caleb, all in the mix as well. We're going to close out the schedule here. I know we got 5 minutes left, so we'll go through. They play Chicago. What do we think? We'll just go quickly through these. Chicago.
I got Chicago will win Thanksgiving. I know it's I know it's one of those things where they don't win it.
They never play good off the 3-day rest.
I feel like Thanksgiving they get it this year.
You got a loss here?
Yeah.
You got 3 straight losses there, KG?
Yeah, I do.
Three straight
that's
losses.
a tough stretch.
This is like the adversity stretch.
Exactly. There you go.
And we'll keep it pushing.
I got a dub.
Dub. Okay. Atlanta.
Win.
Dub.
Win. We'll keep Tennessee.
Dub.
Win.
Auto dub.
Minnesota on the road.
That's the one. I had them losing to Minnesota at first. I have them winning on the road.
That's a loss on the road for me.
Okay.
I have a win here.
All right. I have a win here as well. I have them splitting with the Vikings.
That's
so
what I have. I have a split.
I would do as well.
And then the Giants Monday Night Football.
I know a lot
That's
of people.
a win.
Yeah, I would say a lot of people might say a loss. I'm gonna say a win. I think prime time this team shows up. That's a win.
I have a loss.
Of course you do.
Concussion game right here.
Yeah.
He might not even make it to this week.
No, that's a fact.
He might not even be playing week 16.
I have a loss here on Monday Night Football.
Okay.
All right. Congrats on that loss, Jeff.
And then the
I have a dub here. I have a dub here.
W. Okay. And then at Chicago.
Loss. I have a loss. You're going to lose one of the last two. I'm going to go Chicago. There's no way that Ben Johnson never beats the Detroit Lions in his first 2 years. There's no way.
KG's like, there's a way.
Yeah, well, no, I already got them getting us on Thanksgiving, so I
okay, that's fair then. You know what? That's fair. If you have them winning Thanksgiving.
Turtleneck golf, baby. Let's go.
Double glove.
Warmer. Let's go.
That's fair. I have a loss on the road. I have them 1-1. So I have them winning on Thanksgiving, but losing here.
Yeah, I have a loss Chicago, and then Green Bay I have a win to end the season.
I have a win too.
I have a loss and a win. Lost to Chicago and a
splitting
win
at the end. I think that's fair, honestly. Either way you go, I think it's split is fair.
What about so my losses are Buffalo, at Chicago, Buccaneers, home against the Vikings and Giants.
My losses.
Those are my 5. 12-5
so you have them 12-5?
12-5
okay. I don't hate. I honestly can't hate that at the end of the day. Sometimes I'll push back and be like, come on, give them a little. That's perfect. I have week 2, Buffalo loss. Week 8, Minnesota loss at home. On the road in Tampa, week 11 loss, and then on the road in Chicago in the cold weather, week 17 loss. I have the Lions this year, and I think that this should be the record. I have them 13-4.
Okay.
I think they're kind of back to that 15-2 season because of how easy the schedule is, and I think this is a good roster. I just don't think you get another 15-2 season. That's a crazy year. I think 13-4 is fair.
Yeah, my losses are Buffalo, New England, Tampa Bay, Chicago, so 3 straight. And then I have the last loss being that Minnesota game on the road, and I got the rest are dubs.
So you got 12 and 5?
5, yes.
It's a fair record.
Yes.
I have 13-4. I have a loss to Buffalo, Minnesota at home, Tampa on the road, Chicago on the road, 13-4.
Love it.
Love that.
Yeah.
We got comments right now. We'll get to Super Chats in a second. Mike says, who are these guys? Well, Mike, keep watching. You'll find out. All right, tune in every day.
Shout out Mike.
You will learn the names, all the names. Jeff Iafrate, Booner, KG, Justin, and Caleb, all here hanging out. Let's get to the Super Chats. We'll close out the show. Who do we got?
Yes, sir. We got lots of Super Chat, lots of love for the fellas on this beautiful Monday. Freddie Felt, $1.99 Super Chat. Keep crunch time name out your effing mouth. Will Smith. Blow me 6969 with the $1.99 Super Chat. Trade for a superstar like Jokic, Tom would spend. Ooh. I mean, I pray for Jokic.
That's like an NBA 2K.
Yeah, it is. Chris got the munchies, $4.99 Super Chat. Shout out to my boys, man. We still waiting to have the crunch time on 7 Mile with the homies. Chris from 7 Mile, Gratiot.
Let us know.
7 Mile.
We'll go do a live show on 7 Mile. I'm in.
I'll take y'all through there.
I say we should do
KG.
that.
He'll be our representation. We'll be all right.
We'll be good.
I appreciate you, bro.
Nitty Gritty with the $1.99 super chat. Jeff, I afraid of bees. Neil says you're a bitch.
Both those things they're relatable. I mean, they're both related. Neil calling me a bitch and me being afraid of bees, they coincide. The reason he calls me a bitch is because of my.
Are you confirmed? I don't think I've ever heard you out of your mouth say you're afraid of bees. Are you out on bees?
My argument is always who loves bees. Who's I can't wait to hang by a bee.
Yeah, you know what? That's a fair point.
You know what I'm saying?
Can't hate that.
Why is it
Never in life has it been said.
Knock on wood, though, by the way.
I want to see Neil when a bee
time.
is near Neil. Does he sit there and go, sting me? I dare you.
We should.
I'm so cool.
I promise you.
I'm so cool.
I hope Neil's not listening. Maybe we just set Neil up and we say, hey, come hang out with us in the back alley over here, and we'll have a thing of bees, and we'll just let them free, and we'll see what happens. We'll just see we'll have it recorded, and we'll see what happens.
We'll break Neil
I like honey, though.
I love honey. Honey's good.
Honey's amazing.
Oh, I love some honey. And shout out to, by the way, this is such a random thing. My grandma does bees. She's like a bee. She has her own bees.
Yeah.
And she gets in this pink bee suit, and she goes out.
Cool.
And she goes out and messes with her bees, and she gets honey. So I got honey for free.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Bees are important to the ecosystem.
Yeah. Well, if you the rumor, I almost said rumor. It's not really a rumor. It's a fact. If you eat the honey in the area that you live, you what are the allergies?
You don't have allergies.
You don't get allergies because you're getting essentially the pollen and everything within that honey. But you have to have the honey within the region that you live, so you get those nutrients.
See, you
Booner fun fact of the day.
Okay.
Booner fun fact of the day.
You learn things on Crunch Time. It's not just sports talk. You learn
educational.
Things.
Yeah,
educational.
I'm gonna yell at you and I'm gonna scream and I'm gonna hit the table and then I'll tell you about some health things.
That's awesome.
Let me educate you on our last super chat here.
Let's hear it.
Sideless with the $5 super
out.
chat. Every restaurant and bar owner in Green Bay is a Packers owner and fan. Of course, the media gives them a handle every preseason.
Bingo. You're spot on there, man. Imagine living in Green Bay. You're like, I'm an owner.
Oh, handy. It said handy, not handle. My bad.
And you own 0.1% of the franchise. But I understand. You call yourself an owner.
I would love to own 1% of the Lions.
And do what with it?
I don't. You know what?
Nothing.
You still got to buy tickets to go to the game.
That's fair. First thing I would have done is I'm not going to say it. I won't do it.
I'll tell you what.
I would have fired our defensive coordinator.
Okay,
we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Booner says you're fired.
Here we go.
I would have fired our DC.
Great show today, fellas. KG, Justin, you guys killed it. We got Caleb.
Appreciate you guys, man.
He's like Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, right? He's like Aaron Rodgers behind Brett Favre.
Yeah,
he's learning the ropes.
ready.
Caleb will be in there. Booner, my guy. Great show today. Great
love
debut.
you all,
if you guys
man.
are watching still, we appreciate you. Hit the like button on the stream, and please tune in at 2 o'clock. Listen to Braylon. Should be a great show. Is Anson with him?
Yeah.
And
Braylon and
Anson, come on. Love
Should
you
be a great
guys.
show. Go check out their show as well. Support our brothers, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m.
Shout
Till
out Bill
then,
Nye.
Peace.
The next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time